one and all, I say I'm a little nervous to push the camera on button, to be honest. The reason why is I spent the past like 15, 20 minutes trying to figure out my green screen settings again. I don't know why I can't just leave it well enough alone. It was fine yesterday, but I decided, you know what? I gotta push some buttons, I gotta move some sliders, we gotta fix this thing. Alright, we'll see if it's functional in 3, 2, 1. Hello, friends! Ah? Okay, it's functional. Thank goodness, we're good, we're good enough. The problem I had earlier, and this was a huge problem, is my hair was very, very wet, and so very, very dark, and so when I was trying to remove the color green, my hair was showing up as green, and so over and over again, I would like move the slider a little bit darker to get rid of the kind of like shadowy green down here, because my arm throws a shadow, and it would green screen out my hair also. And so I went back and forth over the course of, I don't know, such a long time trying to fix it before I finally said, okay, I just need to dry my hair, that'll fix the problem. Anyway, I agree, I need to stop changing settings. Some of these days I'm so envious of streamers who do not use green screens, who are like, here, I'm in a room, here, look at my cool stuff, etc, and yeah, whichever way, hi folks, it's good to see you. Hello Pepper, hello Jack, how's it going my friends? Welcome Height, hello Fleabum, Jim, how's it going? Welcome Game Urchin, thank you for being here as always, Dellerfin, hello Marks, hello everybody, Architect, good to see you my friend. Sally, a pleasure to see you. Sally, I thought of you yesterday. There's the Shinkansen here. It's the big bullet train. It goes very, very fast, very, very far. Yesterday on the Japan Life subreddit, there was a discussion about a person who said that they had been told they had to leave the train by like the conductor and a police officer because they were crocheting. And the police officer came up and said, your crochet needle could be used as a weapon. And apparently she showed that like it was not sharp, it was just a crochet needle, and it was very, very strange, very, very strange. And so this person was discussing on Japan Life, and there was some suggestion that this happened just because they were possibly a foreigner, and that the person on Japan Life subreddit who had also done this before and who looked Japanese had not been hassled. So I don't know. I mean, yeah, I hate to say like occasionally things are a little bit racially specific here, but yeah, it's absolutely insane to imagine someone getting thrown off of a train because of a crocheting needle. Not said. I think they just gave up their needle instead. Pardon me just briefly. Namda's home today, and so she has some music going. I'll be back in 1 second. Hello again. My apologies for leaving. Yes, definitely the case that Namda's home today. It's a holiday, and so I'm in a little box now, and that's good. Very good being in a little box. Anonymous Gifter, thank you for gifting a sub to Fleabum. I appreciate that so very much. Dellerfin, I think I said hi to you. I'm not sure. If I didn't, I'm sorry. Hello to everybody. Yes, indeed. Crochet hooks versus jury duty are fun. Wait, really? Crochet hooks count as weapons there also? That's ridiculous. I mean, I've got my keys. That's like the one pointy thing I own. But yeah, the way in which different things are perceived as being tool versus weapon is so strange. So strange. I mean, I get it. If you're trying to minimize threats, then anything pointy could be a problem, but kind of crazy for sure. As I said, friends, though it's a Wednesday here, normally a day when I would go teaching real quick. Instead, today it's a national holiday, so we get a stream long. Very excited for that. I'd like to learn about the national holiday. All I know right now is that it's called Labor Thanksgiving Day. Tomorrow is, of course, Thanksgiving in the USA, and by tomorrow I mean tomorrow? 2 days from now, I think. But here in Japan, we do it today instead. So let's go and pull that up, do some reading, and see what we can learn about this and that. Friends, I give you Labor Thanksgiving Day. Kinro Kansha no Hi. This is always the problem with Noms being home on these holidays, is she can hear me reading Japanese, and that's not good for any of us. It's an annual public holiday in Japan celebrated on the 23rd of November of each year, unless that day falls on a Sunday, in which case the holiday is instead of Monday. The law establishing the holiday cites it as an occasion to respect labor, to celebrate production, and citizens give each other thanks. Wait, should I walk around the neighborhood thanking people for existing? I could definitely do that. As we talk about this, as we get started, that it's called Thanksgiving Day. I don't know if it's like a literal translation of that. I don't know any of these words except this means of. I'm not sure about the rest of it. But that is in this week, and it's called Thanksgiving. It makes me kind of wonder if it was imposed by the U.S. during the post-World War II era. I wouldn't doubt it. Anyway, events are held throughout Japan, one such being the Nagano Ebisuko Fireworks Festival. Which had 400,000 attendees in 2017. Yeah, I think they're probably not doing that still because of our good friend COVID, which is still a real thing here. And actually there was a news article yesterday in the Japan Times about children are still being made to do silent lunches in elementary school. They've been doing these now for, I don't know, 3 years, and apparently the parents are starting to get upset about this. Yeah, it's weird. There's no law here about COVID prevention anymore. There was one for a while back, like 2 years ago. We all still wear masks. We all still have the little dividers at our meals. The children sit silently. I don't know actually what it's going to take to stop that here. It's such like a don't stand out culture that people tend not to change things until they're told to change them. The state actually may have to come out and say, we demand that you stop wearing masks. We'll see. It's just weird. Anyway, here's the history. Labor Thanksgiving Day is the modern name for the ancient harvest festival known as Ninami Sai, also read as Shinjo Sai. As this reading is the hardest part of kanji. Two characters will look exactly the same, but be read in radically different ways. And the only way to know which way is the correct way to read it is by context and by familiarity with that usage. It is so confusing to me. There's some of them I'm starting to learn already, but it just takes a lot of work. Anyway, Labor Thanksgiving Day is the celebration of the harvest of the 5 cereals. Is that Trix? The 5 grains or cereals are a grouping of 5 famed crops that were all important in ancient China. Sometimes the crops themselves were regarded as sacred. What are the 5 cereals? They varied over time with different authors identifying different grains or even categories of grains. Outrageous. Okay, so a non-standard 5 cereals, but 5 cereals anyway. The classical chronicle, the Nihon Shokai, mentions a harvest ritual having taken place during the reign of the legendary Emperor Jimmu, as well as more formalized harvest celebrations during the reign of Emperor Senai. Modern scholars can date the basic forms of Ninami Sai to the time of Emperor Tenmu, 667 to 686 AD. Traditionally, it celebrated the year's hard work. During the Nami Sai ceremony, the emperor would dedicate the year's harvest to Kami and taste the rice for the very first time. So what was the emperor eating before that? Like last year's harvest of rice? I wonder. Anyway, so it's a harvest festival. Europe had a lot of those also. The work is done. We're getting ready for winter. Good job on the harvest. Cool. The modern holiday was established. The modern holiday was established after World War II in 1948 as a day to mark some of the changes of the post-war Constitution of Japan, including fundamental human rights and the expansion of workers' rights. Out here in the real world, that's great. In today's Victoria playthrough, we're never doing that. Currently, Ninami Sai is still held privately by the Imperial House of Japan on the same day as Labor Thanksgiving Day, which has become a public national holiday. Yeah, this is something that as an American, I find weird. Like, it's hard for me to understand why it happens this way. This kind of thing happens a lot. Apparently, the emperor does, like, weekly ceremonies and certain prayer rituals and important ceremonies for holidays, and nobody watches him do it. Like, as an American, I'm used to, like, the president putting a wreath at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, and it's not just that we know he has done it, but instead, like, the cameras follow him and you can go watch him. And hearing that he's done this thing without anyone seeing it feels like a very, very strange, not that it hasn't happened, but instead a very strange, like, what's the point in doing it? This is why I like to, pictures are taken of the president signing important documents or, telling people it's time to go to war. It's very different here. The Emperor does a lot of things that are just not seen at all. More about that in a moment. Hello, Noms. It's Noms.
Hello.
How's it going?
Been alright.
Alright, you're wearing your mask already.
Yeah.
Usually you don't wear that until you get to the place you're going.
Yeah.
Why are you wearing your mask?
I just want to see.
These
These are new. Remember, these are new.
So you're using my camera to see how it fits opposed to the mirror? Looks like it fits fine. You want me to help you out and see how it goes?
No, it's fine.
Oh, okay, fine.
It's fine, thank you.
Alright, everyone's glad to see you.
Hi.
What's on the docket for you today, Noms?
Going to a new yoga class.
New yoga class. This is Noms' third yoga class here in Tokyo. The first one was...
Fine.
Just fine, absolutely.
Expensive.
Expensive, yes. It was 3,600 yen?
3,300.
3,300 yen, so probably round about 3,000...
$30.
$30, okay, $30 or so. The second one you went to was...
Old lady yoga.
Old lady yoga. However...
Cheap.
Very cheap. Only 450 yen, so $3 or so. It's crazy. But you say it's old lady yoga both because...
It was taught by an old lady,
and
there were old ladies there.
And I think you told me the movements were not particularly challenging.
Oh, yeah.
There was no high level of difficulty. And so for you, old lady yoga, not acceptable.
No.
Because...
I'm not an old
there
lady.
we go. I was going to say because you're not an old lady, but if you think of yourself as an old lady, that's fine. No, okay. And so today, what's happening today?
New yoga.
New yoga with...
New person.
New person. This new person is... She's British.
She is British.
She's British, and she seems like she's really into the kind of thing you're into.
I hope so.
Yeah, so that could be exciting.
I don't want to get my hopes up too.
Yeah. Alright, so no hopes up too high. Just stay low, and you can be on camera if you want to.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. I didn't want to, cramp your style here.
My style's already cramped by your presence.
Oh, look at that. Come on. This is a Nom show. Noms is taking over.
You want me to aim the camera at you?
No, this is fine. This is fine.
Is today's yoga cheap?
It is what I would expect to pay.
Which is?
2,200 yen. No, excuse me. 2,000 yen.
2,000 yen. So not crazy expensive, not crazy cheap.
Yeah.
About $20, a little under $20, fine.
Yeah.
We'll look forward to your report on how that went.
Yeah.
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 I mean, 2,200 is cheap for some people, I would say.
Oh, yeah.
People who live in, big cities and...
We live in a big city.
Yeah.
We live in the biggest city.
Yeah, 2,000 is probably... It might be cheap here. I don't know.
It might be. I mean, I think we've talked about before that no matter how much money you make in Tokyo, if you want to feel poor, you get to feel poor.
Yeah.
Because you can go and find people who do exclusive executive yoga for $100 an hour or whatever. I'm sure you can.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Everyone's glad to see you still.
Yeah.
Hello, Red Wolf. How's it going today? Architect is curious, would you mind reading some of the correct pronunciation of this article here?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if I know, unless I know the words. As we have said, Japanese is tonal, and it claims it's not tonal.
It does claim it's not tonal, that's true. So, Labor Thanksgiving Day, I know this is no.
Hi.
It says no here. Past that, though...
You know he.
I know he?
Day?
I mean, I know... he is day. Of course it is. This is a sign for day here.
Hi.
Yeah, good call. So, day of...
Hinno kansha no hi.
Okay.
Probably.
Do we know what that means?
Jirumasen.
Okay, I was curious...
Hinno kansha no hi.
I was curious if the Thanksgiving part actually came over. Or if that's just the English usage because tomorrow's Thanksgiving.
Yeah, these are too complex for me.
Poor Noms.
Noms' level is not up here.
Yeah. We could pull out a little app thing. I'll do it after stream and put notes on Discord.
Yeah.
But hello to you, Karnam. Big size difference. How tall are you guys? So right now, Noms is standing on her toes, actually, and on a mat above me. So I will stand at my normal height, and you stay at your normal height. This is our height.
Hello.
So how tall are you, Noms?
5 foot.
Yeah, I'm 6'1" or so. So it's definitely a little bit different. Very good.
Very good.
What else are we doing today?
I wasn't sure if that was all the Japanese you wanted me to read.
Oh, you can do more Japanese if you want to.
I don't know what you wanted me to read.
But people asked for Japanese pronunciation because mine was so questionable. The other one here...
Not as questionable as that guy we saw last night.
That guy last night.
On YouTube? Was
Oh
he on
my
YouTube?
goodness. Yeah, so occasionally for fun, we pull up YouTube videos of people living in and enjoying Japan, so we can get some ideas of where else we might go and things we might see and get reviews of places that are interesting. And some of these are really, really well polished and carefully presented by like pro YouTubers, which is fun. It's fun. But also occasionally they are like just a dude and his camera, which is fine. Like we don't need big production value. We just need honest assessments. However, yesterday's guy was,
He had only made like three or four videos ever.
Yeah, 3 or 4 videos, like a fairly new content creator, and content creator, right? And this would be a little stereotypical, but his accent was like straight Georgia or Alabama. I'm not sure which one, which is fine. Like I do not mind accents. The problem is he made no effort at all at pronouncing Japanese words like Japanese words. It was like, all right, now we're going to Nagasaki. Like, oh, that's amazing. And so, though I appreciated that he showed us a place we hadn't been, that was cool. It was just upsetting the entire time.
Yeah, well, you thought it was a comedy channel.
I did. Yeah, when he started talking, I thought to myself, oh, he's playing the role of dumb American, who is hanging out in a place not like him and refusing to adapt at all. And then as it kept going, we listened to multiple videos. There were no actual jokes. It was just the guy's accent, which, again, I don't mind different accents, but it was so strange to hear the Japanese words pronounced that way. Yeah.
He did go places we didn't know about.
He did go places we didn't know about, yeah, including some museum,
we learned
right?
some things.
There's some museum, maybe?
No, he went to the beach that is made of glass.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, apparently there's some beach that's made of pulverized glass. I wonder if it's like our recycled glass here gets pulverized and then put out. I have no idea. Absolutely no idea. Yeah.
Since it was a short, we'll never know.
That's true. People are curious about Chris Broad.
Yes, we know of Chris Broad.
We know of Chris Broad.
I used to listen to his podcast.
You did. You stopped listening to his podcast, though, because...
No reason. Just they were long.
They were.
They were kind of long and...
Hello to you, Fuzzy Rubric. Thank you for the resub. Look up Labor Christmas next. I think that's when the elves are working, right? The day before Christmas is Labor Christmas. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So we're curious about this one also. The Niname Sai.
Niname Sai, I guess.
Niname Sai.
There are 2 I's.
Niname Sai. Yeah, this is one of the problems I have in language.
I've never heard this word before.
Well, it might also be read as Shinjo Sai. You know that one or no?
These are like, well, the first character looks vaguely familiar to me, but they're way above my level.
Yeah. I mean, they're imperial things, so.
Or they're just ones that adults would know and don't know Japanese.
You know Japanese, just not all Japanese.
Yeah, I just know like second grade Japanese.
Yeah, what was I going to say though? Oh yeah, the difficulty I have is I never know how long to hold on to repeated vowels. So the word ie and ie.
Yeah, house and no.
Right, house and no. The only difference is how long the e sound at the beginning is.
Like twice as much.
It's like twice as much, but if I hold on way too long, like EA Sports, it's in the game. Very good. The music did get a little bit louder there.
Yeah, that was Oscar music. It was playing you off. Bye.
Bye. Have a beautiful day. Bye. Oh, playing me off? Do you want to stay and stream?
No, actually, I have to go.
Okay. Actually, I was thinking earlier, because you're home, there's often a time when you come and take over the stream. And if that happened, if that happened during my game time, I was going to say you're welcome to look around the map, but don't push any buttons, please. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Occasionally I make what I think are jokes, and like I'm...
I was wondering why you were stopping. I'm like, why are we stopping? What is happening?
Because I think when I make jokes, I expect they're going to like laugh or smile or exhale out of their nose firmly. And I won't hear it, and that's fine. I just keep on going. But because you're in the room, if I make a joke and you just...
Oh wait, I could do the Office thing.
That's true. Can you believe this? Didn't that happen last night?
Yes, I did.
Do you remember what it was about?
No.
Yeah, there was something last night where we were having a conversation and I misunderstood something or misremembered something. And instead of engaging me like a human, she decided we were on an episode of The Office.
Yeah.
And you had to stare at the camera. Yep, just like that. Enigma, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. I swear there'll be video games soon. I swear it's not all the...
Yeah, it's the gym look. Exactly.
I swear it's not all chit-chat time.
I really have to go.
Be seeing you. Have a
Don't
good
wanna be late.
Have a good class. See you, Sam.
Bye-bye.
Hello again,
Bye,
friends.
everybody.
Thank you for hanging out, enjoying the Noms and Resorty chit-chat show. So we're thinking a little bit about today's holiday here in Japan. We're learning about my culture. May 1st is also celebrated as Labor Day by many trade unions in Japan, which hold marches in Tokyo, Osaka, and Nagoya. Yeah, International Workers of the World Day everywhere but in the USA, where it's Labor Day instead, which is in November, is that right? January, July? It's in one of those months. I can't remember anymore which one it is. So it doesn't surprise me that there's a official Labor Day and then a Workers' Day too. What I was saying before Noms came in, though, is as someone who is an American, it's still very, very weird to me to think of the Emperor doing things without us seeing them and them mattering in any substantial way. Labor Day, September. Thank you. Appreciate that. And like the one that always comes to mind is during the what's it called, coronation, during the ceremony when the emperor becomes the emperor. There are pictures taken of very, very specific moments, but then the emperor is given control of like this sword thing, this insignia thing, and some third item, which are like the grand ceremonial items of state that invest him with the power he has, I guess. And no one knows what they look like. It's like if you go to the website or the Wikipedia on these items, there are pictures that say we think they look like this based on descriptions from hundreds of years ago, but nobody gets to see them except for the emperor. And like as a cynical American, I want to say, do they even exist? Or is this just like a propaganda story told that we're using the same tools that were had thousands of years ago? But it's hard for me to like think about why would important things be hidden and only allowed to be seen by some people. Seeing things does not really degrade them, but it's so foreign to me as an American, and I don't know if it'll ever make sense. Yeah, I mean, obviously it's the case. This is a constitutional monarchy, and so there's not really any power in the emperor anymore, even though the government rules in his name, etc. But yeah, that kind of like behind the veil importance is so weird to me. The mystery is part of the charm. Yeah. I mean, I do find monarchies interesting, and like if they didn't cost so much money, I'd be much more in favor of them as like, you know, touristy fun thing. But blah 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 Republican sentiments here, you know the story. Yeah, and occasionally my students will like bristle when I ask questions about the emperor. You know, when I think about monarchies, the standard question is, why does this person get to rule us and this person not get to rule us? And the students don't believe the story that's told about the emperor here, namely that his family is the child of the sun goddess, but they still feel very uncomfortable talking about any modification to the imperial structure here. Now, happily, we have free speech, so I can ask these questions without getting thrown out of the country. It didn't used to be the case. Anyway, on this day, school children prepare cards or gifts to distribute to police officers, firefighters, hospital staff, personnel of the Japan Self-Defense Force and the Japan Coast Guard, and other people in the labor sector to show appreciation for their contributions to the country. I have not received a single card or gift yet from a student. No one appreciates my contribution as a Twitch streamer. Companies review their accomplishments and congratulate their workers for dedication. Families get together and have dinner at home on this holiday. In addition, individuals themselves are encouraged to relax and take care of themselves. Oh, it's a relaxation holiday? In that case, bye friends. No, just jokes. Ha 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 ha. Hello. Cool. I think we actually learned very little new about this one, except for the fact that it is also run in line with an Emperor's Duty holiday, in which the Emperor does important work for us. Yeah, apparently the Emperor also like grows rice himself. It's been a tradition for a very long time. The Emperor has his own little rice plot in which he does the work as a way of having sympathy with the peasants of the country. And there are pictures of him out there, working. And the Empress apparently, keeps silkworms and has kept silkworms for a very long time as a way of understanding the women's work of the country. And I find it charming. That said, I also have a lot of sympathy for the Emperor, which is, in an interview some years ago, he talked about the happiest time of his life. Apparently was when he was a student in London, because it was the only time he felt that people spoke to him as a person, as opposed to as the Emperor. And he wrote his master's thesis on the River Thames and the idea of the river as highway. And someone asked him, why did you want to study rivers? Is it interest in ecology generally or river animals? And he said, no, the river is free in a way that I can never be. Oh. I don't want to have too much sympathy for the incredibly powerful, but you gotta be born into the chains, right? You gotta be born into this situation that you did not choose. Exactly, the weight of duty, yeah. The Netflix show The Crown definitely talks about that with Queen Elizabeth's younger life, when she's thrust into duty unexpectedly. And yeah, it seems hard. We have a lot of, freedom. We have a lot of ability to choose what we want to do. If I want to say I'm never streaming again, bye, that I can do that. But I guess the Emperor could abdicate, could refuse to be on the throne. Japan has a much more common abdication routine than the UK does. The most recent emperor abdicated, 3 ago abdicated also. There's a sense when you get old and don't want to anymore, can't do it effectively, you just step aside for your child usually. But yeah, anyway, that's my story for today. We should play some video games, shouldn't we? I think it's time to stop yammering on and instead talk about Victoria 3. Now, yesterday night... Where'd the game go? Video game? There you go. So yesterday night, I may have done a thing that I said I wouldn't do again. It didn't go so badly this time, but you'll remember that occasionally after stream, I have a moment of saying, I sure do want to see how my little world looks. And so yesterday after stream, I may have pulled the game up just for a little bit and looked around the world a little bit and spent a long time fixing the economy. Now, I didn't really build much at all. It was mostly just modifying imports and exports. But look at that, friends. We are now positive 23,000 money. The money is rolling in from all sides. So nothing happened. There were no events you missed. There was nothing that, there was nothing here that was exciting to see. It was all and only pushing buttons here. So I've learned a lot more about how the market economy works here, but it is a little confusing for sure. Numbers go up, can you believe it? Yeah, I think at the end of stream yesterday, we were up positive 3,000 maybe, after having been negative 10,000 for a while. So things are definitely going much, much better. Are we selling all the IKEA furniture? We're actually no longer playing as Sweden. Yeah, Sweden is doing its thing up here. Oh, yesterday there was a, aristocratic revolt in Finland, and the Finns appeared to have taken their territory back with the help of Russia, probably. Yes, instead we're playing as Belgium, and the nice thing about Belgium is, as of right now, can you believe it, we are number 9 country in the whole wide world. That's awesome. Let's go ahead and do by order here. At number 9 of all the countries in terms of score. The one immediately above us, the Ottoman Empire, cannot achieve... Wait, I'm sorry, what? We're learning something new here. So the Ottoman Empire cannot move above major power because they're a subject of Austria. What? What? So the Ottoman Empire is owned by Austria. It's not that way when the game starts, right? This is definitely some shenanigans in our playthrough. I think. I have no idea. I didn't know it was the case. Anyway, fine. So Ottoman Empire can't climb any higher. The East India Company is, I believe, owned by the British, right? Yeah, East India Company cannot achieve a higher rank than major power due to being a subject of Great Britain. So they're stuck here. So what this means is the two that are above us as major powers can't ever become great powers. So we are number one next in line of becoming a great power. The only issue is this. Look at that jump in prestige. From 324 all the way up to 551. So we've got to somehow knock off the US or Prussia or. I think we may be stuck as just a major power for a very long time, because the ones above us seem just ridiculously strong. But who knows? Who knows? Maybe if someone else will go to war, maybe Prussia and Austria will have a war of just tremendous consequence. What's that called? When both sides in a war lose everything. The phrase Pyrrhic victory is coming to mind, but that's when one side wins, but sacrifices almost everything to do so. There's some word for a war that destroys both sides and no one comes out looking good. It's not war of attrition. I don't know. Hey, Quick Ben, how's it going? Going well today. Hope you are too. Lynx, a pleasure to see you as always. Lynx is one of my former students. Next Monday, I will be telling my current students about the stream, and so we'll probably have a real big influx of new student viewers for a day or two, and then they'll all say, "This is boring. I'm going back to my Call of Duty streams," and that's fine. All right. Fernandez is asking, what's the TLDS? Too long didn't show. I like it. Of what I did in the economy. Yeah, so what I did in the economy was I went through every single one of these, every single kind of building, and identified what was too expensive or what was not selling. And so anyone that had lower productivity, I tried to resolve that by either increasing exports on the products or increasing imports on the input size. Now, with that said, this also meant stopping some imports and some exports that we were making money on. This is a case where I'm still working on it, where we need more dies, but I believe we're going to construct dies fairly soon here, yeah? Die plantations are coming in only 78 weeks. That's what I did. I went through all the buildings very, very, very slowly to figure out how I can maximize their productivity instead of my direct money via imports. I don't know how this all fits together, but that's what I'm doing. How about you, how we roll? I actually tell my students about stream. Not exactly. The way it tends to go is before class every day, I try to go around to say, hey to the students, how's it going? And especially on Mondays, I'll ask them questions like, what'd you do this weekend? To often hear about cool places to go, cool things to see. But often on Mondays, the students will say, I played video games all weekend. And I'll ask hey, cool, what game are you playing? And the vast majority of games that they say they play, I know something about because of Twitch. And so I'll talk with them about the game. They'll be like, oh, wow, amazing. You know about Super Smash Brothers. What's your favorite character to play? I'll say, well, I don't really play it myself. I watch it sometimes. And I'll leave it there. And eventually they'll ask me hey, where do you watch these things? I'll say, oh, on Twitch, right? And they're like, whoa, you know about Twitch? Right? And so it leads to a deeper conversation about video gaming and streaming and so on. So usually it comes out that I do indeed stream, and they say, where do you stream? What's your user account? And I say, I'll tell you at the end of the semester, but not while you're my student. So that's how this goes, and it's fine. But yeah, these things come up. That's right. These things come up somewhere. All right. So what are we doing? One thing we're doing is trade routes need convoys. For that, we need to get more ports. Are we making more ports right now, or no? Hey, we are. It's a good thing I'm very specific and obvious look. Yeah, I'm always amazed that when I say, and they ask, what do you stream usually? I say very boring stare at map games. I'm amazed they don't immediately go look up all the Paradox streams and say, oh, there he is. Rifling completed. This is one of those journal quests we've been working on a whole bunch through. And so let's read about that. The change in large-scale production from smoothbore muskets to rifles in our arms industries has ushered in a new era for small arms production in Belgium. Even from 1,000 yards, you can take the shot. Forward artillery positions can be harassed. Bayonet charges stop before they commenced. The advantages are innumerable. Once we develop sufficient manufacturing capabilities to produce these weapons, we're bound to face disaster on the battlefield. So even now, even still, we have not had a single battle. I expect at some point today we will have a battle in our colonies. One of the tribes we're going against will say, we will not join you peacefully. But so far, no one has fought against us in all of this, amazingly. So two possibilities. Number one, the Brussels arsenal should be famed. We get more significant amounts of weapon production for 9 years, and more migrants come in also. Interesting. Or we instead get progress on more technology. I think I'm going to do that. Anything I can do to get my technology going faster seems like a good idea. At this point, I'm also not exactly sure how I think about migration, because I believe one of the fairly popular laws to change is to stop migration. Where is that? Migration. So as of right now, 17% of the population, namely my beloved industrialists, or 17% of the political strength of the population, not the population itself, would like people to be able to move wherever the work is. However, more than half of my current population wants me to lock down anyone moving throughout the world except for my my Belgians. So force the tribal folks to stay in their tribes, force the British to stay in Britain, and Belgians can move wherever they want to. I don't know. So I'm considering doing this one because people want it. We'll see. Dry Luke, thank you for the follow very much. Appreciate that. And then Blue Link, I think I did not say thank you to you for the generous Prime sub. I apologize. I was lost in a story, I'm sure, but thank you for your ongoing support. So I'm considering doing this just because it's really, really popular and should pass pretty quickly. It won't radicalize anybody, will it? No, I don't think so. Yeah, so if we push this button, the trade unionists will be a little unhappy. They're currently really happy at plus 19. If we can get 1 point of happiness somewhere, we'll then keep the industrialist big happiness bonus. So I'm probably going to push this button in a moment. I want to see, though, what other current laws are fairly unpopular. The lack of home affairs is kind of unpopular also. Most people just don't care. If we were to move to this, the intelligentsia are against it. We don't really care about the intelligentsia at all. National Guard does what? It costs more bureaucracy. It stops revolutions from happening. That would be good. We haven't had a single real revolution yet. Hopefully that continues. Beyond that, anything else really unpopular? Mercantilism is just a so what policy. Most people do not care. We could move to protectionism. The rural folks and trade unions would love that, but the people in power right now do not want that. So we'll stay with mercantilism for now. Maybe change it all a little later. Other kinds of unpopular decisions. Religious schools. So folks like us to move off of that at some point. For right now, I'm staying in religious schools because I believe it makes the church very happy. And the happier the church is, the more babies we get. Okay. People are on board with the right of assembly. However, more political power would like me to engage in censorship. This would make the Catholic Church even happier. It wouldn't upset the industrialists at all. And this one seems like it might be only to the good. As long as we don't hit -5 on trade unions, I think we're absolutely fine. It is slower to enact, though, so I think we'll go to censorship soon enough, because I'm a horrible person. Alright, for now, though, yes. Belgium belongs to the Belge. Exactly right, silly. Cool. Hopefully it passes very soon. Bad for tech spread? That's true. Yeah, if we stop people from exchanging ideas and talking freely, technology spreads slower, But hopefully that means that we won't export our technology as fast. Things have changed. Looks like no one is especially unhappy with that change. Attempted change, rather. The rural folks are placated. So one thing I've noticed in the past, I don't know how long, past little bit, is that rural folk have gotten more and more powerful. I believe that's because the people who are taking over the colonies count as rural folk primarily. Is that true? And we see, yeah. So rural folks are 14% of South Cameroon. I'm guessing if we go over to our other colony in Tahiti, oh, this is Clout now population, I'm sorry. If you mouse over, you can see that there are 206,000 rural folk there versus 40,000 intelligentsia and 117,000 trade unions. In Cameroon, rural folk population is 260,000 versus 11,000 and 30,000. So yeah, our colonies are filling up with rural folk very, very quickly. I think the way to limit their political power is to enslave them, but the Catholic Church is quite unhappy that the industrialists are part of the government. Right now the industrialists are +5 approval, the Catholic Church is +11, so we can lose 1 point in Catholic Church approval and still maintain our birth rate increase. So, once again, the Church is saying, how can you believe in poverty and humility and work real hard to get your fortune and be ambitious? Don't you need the Church? So you say, judge not lest you be judged. Losing 2 points, that's too much. Power of money must be kept in check. If we do that, the industrialists will take back their production technology cost reduction. Or, let's all be friends. Lose authority. If we lose authority, we'll have to stop bolstering the Church, surely. Yeah, the Church is heading towards being absolutely irrelevant. We need to take a good look at why that is and if we can fix it. But I'm going to go ahead and upset the industrialists right now. Alright, so why is it that the Church is getting smaller and smaller and smaller? Its cloud is made up of so many things. So votes it gets, wealth, and then being a state religion, religious schools. The big issue, though, seems to be its population is only 24,000 people out of 5.26 million. Okay, that is the problem there. It is such a minority of the population that's involved in this faction. Now, what does it take to be part of this faction? I think this down here shows me. Yeah. So pops that meet this criterion will be part of this group. Consider following this group. They have to be part of the state religion. They have to be Catholics. They're then attracted to, or avoiding this one, attracted to if they're peasants, if it's bolstered, it is. If they're clergy people, if this dude is popular, which he is hated. So possibly the leader of this group is doing more harm than good for them. And then the higher literacy you get in your country, the worse and worse the Church gets in terms of popularity. So I suspect the biggest issue right now is their leader. So our literacy is only 58%. So we should only have one deterrent, I guess, for the interest group. Yeah, 24,000. What are the other ones looking like? 261,000. 30,000. So I'm not surprised industrialists are a very small population. There aren't that many capitalists running the factories. The petit bourgeoisie are a little larger because they're all the shop owners and such. And we can see here that to be one of these folks, there are no negatives why one would avoid the interest group. It's only based on what your profession is and how popular the leader is. He's loved by everybody. Oh yeah, this is the guy who successfully charted the course of the Congo River, and he has a waterfall named after him. So he is definitely the winner of the current groups. The trade unions are up to 117,000. Yeah, unfortunately, it's the case that the church just does not have enough people to matter at all. We may lose the birth increase at some point soon. I think if they become a marginal group, you no longer get the bonus at all. Well, we'll hold on as long as we possibly can for that. Alright, let's go and check the long list here of construction. I do want these ports to get made. Why are we making furniture manufactories? How expensive is furniture right now? Okay, it's a little expensive, but not crazily so. I think we're working on that because the furniture is purchased by poor folks, and I'm trying to get poor folks' standard of living up. Hey, look at that! In just the past moment or two, the lower strata has gone from having a impoverished standard of living to middling instead. So we no longer have anyone or any class in general living in a state of absolute poverty. That's awesome. That's awesome. Hopefully we can find ways to continue improving these. As right now, our standard of living is the third best in the whole world. My question as always is, at what point are we too juicy of a target and will be attacked? Like, there's got to be a point at which it's going to happen. Though right now, I believe all the powers near us want to take care of us. Yeah, so what do we see? Prussia protective, Austria protective, France genial, Britain protective, Norway protective, Spain protective. Yeah. So we have people who are protective, people who are not caring, and the Dutch. And the Dutch are conciliatory. I think they're afraid of me. So I just don't know at what point protective becomes, we want to take care of you so much that we're dragging you home and locking you in the basement. Like, that's got to happen at some point. I'm still new enough to the game that I don't fully understand what caused the AI to say not just like, hey, we're glad you exist, but instead, we want you to exist as part of us. In CK, I understand how that works. Like, if you only build economic buildings and do not build your military at all, at some point you will get attacked by the neighbors. In this point, in 1851, maybe it just doesn't happen anymore until the Great War someday. We'll see. Okay, we don't really have enough bureaucracy or authority to do anything more. I do want to kick these ports up because we're currently lacking in some trade such and so. So I'll go ahead and just finish one munitions plants. I'll do both of them. That's fine. It's amazing to me that we're this positive on money while we're also building so much. Like, clearly what we could do at this point is just create more and more construction all throughout the world. Yeah, probably 10 more, and it'll be absolutely fine. At this point, we're actually positive on our gold reserves. We're no longer paying interest at all. We're becoming a very rich nation very, very quickly. That's great. Absolutely great. Yeah, we'll go ahead and add 2 more construction facilities. We have 1 in every single place right now. That's so that we get faster construction in all of them. Go ahead and make 3 more to get to 15 in Flanders. And kick those from the very bottom all the way to the top. Dye is very expensive also, so I'm going to kick those up also. Yeah, as I said yesterday, I'd be very, very happy if I could drag and drop these instead of having to use all these little buttons to figure out exactly what should go where. That is fine for now. France is importing steel from me. So we've had this this journal quest since the beginning of the game to make iron, coal, and steel cheaper than anywhere else in the world. Anytime we get close on that, someone else comes and buys all of it, driving the prices up. So what is it at now? Again, it's iron, coal, steel. So steel is now 20% more expensive instead of 20% cheaper. Iron is negative 15, so it's very close to where we need to be. And then coal is negative 2. I believe we're not exporting any of those, are we? As we are exporting it to China right now, I'm going to stop that for the moment. It'll hit our economy a little bit, but that's fine. The same with steel. We are not choosing to send it out at all. We are already protecting it, so there's not much more we can do there. Unless we out and out tax it. I don't want to do that. And then France no longer wants to buy my fine art. Darn it. Alright, so coal, steel, iron. There's the coal. And it's being exported freely. If I make more than demand, the price will plummet. So I keep doing that. I keep producing more and more, and as the price goes down, the neighbors buy it. And so we can keep making more and more and more and more and more. But I think this is a very easy quest to complete early in the game, and it's become fairly hard more recently, unfortunately. But have made those changes. We're now plus 32, even though we are building more construction buildings. One's already done. Eventually we will go up to steel frame buildings. That'll be awesome. We need a lot more glass for that, though. Yeah, it's absolutely silly how well our economy's doing. Alright, we're just about to move into 7th position. And I don't fully understand how rank is calculated. It might be GDP per capita in part. I look forward to jumping over to the East India Company very soon here. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. What are we doing in technology? About a quarter of the way through open hearth process. So yet again, the attempt to improve our steel making. And what are we close to the best at right now, if anything? We are number 1 on fine art, number 2 on iron, number 3 on engines. So things involving railroads and the fine arts. The fine arts is kind of silly. Also, I believe we are making universities to try to speed up our tech somewhat. The intelligentsia is not especially with us. They're not as against us as I thought they would be. Yeah, getting more universities will help with technology growth, thank goodness. I'll go and run through the states here and see. In Tahiti, there are still 17,000 peasants, so not that many. In Cameroon, there are 17,000 also, surprisingly similar. And in our states proper, Flanders has 38,000 peasants still. Wallonia has 64,000. So building more in Wallonia is probably the best call. I think iron mines there have been what I've done traditionally, and wood production also. And so we'll go ahead and add a few more of those to Wallonia. People are leaving. They're all going to Flanders. Very well. Alright, so more mines. We'll go up to 30 for now. And we've begun making ammunition now. And the Belgians immediately started, or not Belgians, the Austrians started buying it all immediately. Let's learn about what ammunition is for in this game. Presumably for weapons of some kind, but our explosives are rural expensive, or inexpensive right now. I think explosives are used for making ammunition, yeah, in the munition plants. So that will be bought up more and more as time goes by. And then ammunition, the price has gone down quite a bit because now we are producing it. It is used in the barracks, conscription center, and naval base. So it's probably a thing we can change on the bases. For development buildings. What consumes ammunition? Here we go. We go from line infantry to skirmish infantry instead, consuming more ammunition and having more officers. Cool. I'll do both of those, and then I'll probably go ahead and protect the trade in ammunition. Is protect domestic supply tariff on imports? Yes, I think. First of all, let me do the ammunition thing. I want to protect my domestic supply on them. Yeah, so now exporting is more expensive. And so if people try to buy my weapons here, it's very pricey. And that's okay. I think. I need terrified exports to keep those. That's right. Have I done that correctly there? I think that's right. Now, other ones, Yeah, I don't know. I hope I'm doing it correctly. I'm still figuring out the economy side of the game, which is, in other words, the entire game. But I'm having fun learning it for sure. Okay, noticing my Governor General over in Tahiti has only 2 troops. The one in the Congo has 15. I think we'd like to make Tahiti a little bit more militarized. I have no idea who will cause problems for us, but look at that. Wait, do we control all of Tahiti now? Wait, really? Okay, no. So, Easter Island is still controlled by the nation of Tahiti. Do we spread to there, or are we fully spread now? The colony is still growing. I don't know where it's going next, but apparently more and more islands for us. Anyway, for now, I'd like to get up to 5 troops. Oops. One more troop there. That'd be 5. Good. And we are building more ports already. There's not that much population available here currently, so we can't grow too fast. That's all right, though. And then we should probably pick another place to colonize at some point. It is the case that our interest in this area, does it exist still or no? We've changed our interest a few times. No, so as of right now, we're not actually interested in the place where our colony is. And so I don't think I can go colonize there right now. And I'm not sure our interest in North China is actually all that useful for us. I think the one thing it's giving us is cheaper silk. But past that, I'm not positive. We should keep that. Speaking of colonization, am I able to colonize more of this to help it grow more quickly? That is a diplomatic move, I believe. Yes, establish a colony. So we are allowed to colonize other parts down here. My guess is that it will colonize more and more on its own as time goes by. But I see that the British are currently taking over the Niger. So probably grabbing as much as possible to keep them away would be a good idea. If we do that, it says 6,250 right now. That's before our anti-malarials kick in, I think. Maybe we should do one at a time, though. Let's do them all. Let's see what happens. If it crashes the economy, we'll fix it, I promise. Peace treaty. So, Britain has annexed Bundu. Great Britain grows larger. Yeah, I expect eventually we'll have some sort of colonization war here between Portugal and British and us. We'll see how that goes. Have our dye-making plants gotten made yet? I think I kicked them to the top, so yeah, we have one more left, but dye should have gotten cheaper, which will help with our clothes manufactory. High tensions with all the locals, that's fine. We need one more convoy, some more coming very soon. Belgian Congo is isolated. Yeah. So the new places we've started making. Belgian Congo right here needs some connection to the rest of the world. Ho Chi Minh needs a port and a barracks. Yeah, I hope I'm not colonizing too quickly. I don't quite know the penalty for that would be. Okay, you know what? These are actually still going very, very slowly. So, are we not... Severe malaria. Is that different than normal malaria? Okay, yeah. So, standard malaria versus severe malaria. I think that standard malaria is checked by quinine, where severe malaria might require the next level of technology, which is like anti-malarials, I think. Yeah, removes all the effects of severe malaria. So if we want to colonize these two places, it really will take 6,000 days. I guess I am curious whether anyone else will make an attempt at it, or if we should just like go and accept it'll take forever. It's a bit of a waste of money and time, but at least we've got a handle onto it until the technology gets done. Yeah, let it go. Oh boy, USA is here also. I think there's a journal quest called like the Scramble for Africa. Is that right? Yes. Our colonial empire in Africa is still in infancy, but shows enough promise for us to be considered an important player in the region. So we need to have malaria prevention, and then we can go for this quest. I would like that. We're also working on the whaling industry. We do have a whaling station made. Unfortunately, it is just getting started very, very, very slowly. It needs to be level 3. So what level is it currently? It's only level 1 currently. And it is fully employed, awesome. But it is not doing all that well because there's no real demand for oil yet. We can't use it. Presumably somebody else can eventually. And so getting more and more of this is not necessarily useful, except that I very much want to complete that journal entry. So we'll do that for now and see what happens. Furniture is still getting made. Still positive on cash. The GDP has a gigantic jump a bit ago. I have no idea what happened there. Oh my goodness, our GDP per capita is number 1 in the entire world. That's great. Our actual GDP is number 8 in the whole world. And we are so close. So we can raise our prestige by... Wait. If we can raise our prestige by only 8 more, we become a great power. Wait, why? So I thought there could only be 6 great powers. Huh. I don't fully understand this. I know the East India Company cannot become a great power because they're a subject nation. But if we get a little bit more, then do we jump over them, get 7th position, and that counts as great power? Or do we somehow knock Prussia out? Because Prussia says it has 5 through 6 prestige. Now again, prestige is not the only determinant, but I have no idea. Anyway, if we become a great power, I do not know what that means. It means we get more interest and more colonies and such, and that'll be awesome, but just don't quite know what any of it means. So the new colonies here, Belgian Congo and Belgian Gabon, are both begun. Congo is still indeed all sorts of isolated. We see though it has bonus infrastructure, there's a river there, and also bonus wood production. However, it's much harder to build there because it's a giant rainforest. So to cut down a whole bunch to get that done. Very well. The Congo shall be ours. We completed another journal quest. Engines have gotten more expensive. So this cost here... No. I thought we had a quest to get the price of engines super cheap. It appears to have disappeared though, so that's alright. But I see engines have gotten pricey. Who is buying my engines? They are. They're being currently exported... Oh, being imported, actually. Wait, no. They're being exported to Belgium. Or Prussia, rather. We are Belgium. So, we want to lower the prices on those to protect our own market. Let's check out the engine-making factory. Hello. Not full employment. However, we are number 1 on motor industries currently. And even though we're producing scads and scads, it's just not enough. So earlier I was subsidizing these folks just to help them continue doing well while their employment's low. If I do that, what changes? We're spending such a small amount of money, doesn't really matter, actually. I'll turn that back off. I do want to go to 5 on this eventually. Haha! Friends, migration control has begun. Only Belgians are allowed to move throughout the empire. All the other peasants of the world stay where they belong. And I believe no one radicalized on that. The rural folk are very happy, and so we get bonus infrastructure because our little farmers have their carts out there rolling around. Catholic Church is down to 4.6%. I believe it's the case the Catholic Church is going to lose power entirely pretty soon. We've learned, though, to play sports in an organized fashion. This is a outgrowth of nationalism. We show the spirit of our people through the rugby and the lacrosse and so on. More prestige. Now, is that more prestige? Oh gosh, it is. Okay, so are there allowed to be 7 great powers? Or is something else at play here? Like, could there be 15 great powers if they're over a certain prestige? Anyway, when people think about who's important in the world, they think of Belgium with their waffles and fries. With 28 dudes and 0 navy, we are somehow a great power. Oh, man. I think it's entirely based on our GDP and standard of living. That's just crazy. That's just crazy. Yeah, I gotta build more troops. It really is the case. When do we get chocolate? I actually don't know if chocolates are researchable in this game. If it is, it's probably society or... No, probably production, actually. Let's see. Anything involving chocolates? On the farming line, maybe. No, I don't think chocolate's unlockable, unfortunately. We can imagine it, though. We unlock chocolate just there. Boom, done. The Ionian peasants trying to stamp out a revolution against Great Britain. Good luck, Ionia. Good luck. I think Ionia's here. Sounds like Greece to me. It's all Greek to me. Alright, because we're a great power, we're allowed to have more interests. 2 more. So I definitely want to re-declare myself interested in Oceania, so I can grab what else is down there. Oh, there it is. Okay. And then let's decide what else we want to do. So the 2 things we could use interests for are trying to grab more colony areas or trying to find some way to trade our things. So what do we have the ability to export right now? Only iron. What do we have scads and scads of, if anything? Lots of iron, some furniture. Does anybody want my oil? Anybody in the whole wide world want oil? For big money. No. Nobody needs that yet. We can head down to South America. I mean, I guess it's a possibility. None of the European powers are here yet, except for Great Britain has this island. Yeah, I guess we grab this stuff and then try to roll north. I didn't want to be a hyper-expansive power. But now as like a player, I'm thinking a hyper-expansive power could be very cool. What will I have a bunch extra of at some point? Who wants my furniture? The Russians do, the Mexicans might. What is real cheap here? I'm going to want to keep all these things. Is there more in Africa we hold on to? Is the Isle of Ionia off Scottish coast? Oh, Ionia is not Greek, it's Scottish. Highlands, Faroe Islands. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is, unfortunately. Looking at islands. Yeah, I'm not sure, unfortunately. Alright, so where else could we potentially try to grab? We could go trade with Egypt for a while and then make a move here. Portugal's already over this direction. Is there a search to find these things? Heck yes, there is. Alright. Ionia. Boop. Montenegro. Okay, so it's somewhere here, apparently. Why is it highlighting Montenegro? Let's try it again. Yeah, when I click it, we get Montenegro. The Peasant Revolt is also highlighting that. Yeah, it's in here somewhere, apparently. Just don't know. Because I know that, well, you have to learn those, like, 3 different kinds of Greek columns back in elementary school. There's the Doric and the Ionian and the something else. That's the only reason I know that Ionia is here. Okay. Hello, Master Gremlin. Another chill stream where you try to backseat while backseating. I appreciate it. If you're just making conversation, if you're saying, hey, Resorty, you thought about this? I love that kind of backseating. If it's, Resorty, push this button now or your game will explode, a little less exciting. But good seeing you, Gremlin. We're currently trying to decide where else we care about. So Cape Colony is British? Yes. Herrero. Sell oil to Texas. Poor Texas doesn't exist anymore. It's Dorian, Ionian, and Corinthian. Thank you, Capstone. Those are the 3 kinds of Greek pillared way to learn about elementary school. Such a strange thing to learn that. Just struggle right now with, do you want to colonize or trade? Colonize or trade? Colonize or trade? You know what? Let's take an interest in Japan for not any particular gameplay reason, just because it'd be fun to do. Hello, Japan. I'm coming to visit. I'm sure they will have... What do they have here? No clue, no clue. Alright, so though we have built all the ports, we are still lacking in convoys. Probably because the port's not functional yet. That's that. In the corner of Australia, yeah, we could take part of Australia. I just don't want to be overly hostile with the British. Like, we're having a bit of a trouble here already. I prefer to minimize those if I can. I do want to get the university done next. That is good. And we're still positive 16,000. We have almost 1 million in gold again. I bet as long as I play somewhat conservatively, this bar will fill up entirely. People want suffrage. Census suffrage. What's that mean? Literate men are given a vote. That's on the way to women's suffrage. It's only medium popular. I'll probably ignore that for right now. Got more important things to do. Alright, our interest in Japan has begun. Let's go ahead and improve that old relation over there. And our interest in Oceania's back on again, so... Next, I think we're going to take Tonga, having taken this one previously. Go for Western Australia, my goodness. Tonga is... Wait, I'm not seeing it. Maybe it's called something else. Let's see here. Vanuatu. Micronesia. Tonga. Oh, we've already started Tonga. we have Belgian Tonga going. All right, very good. Now let's start Vanuatu also. So I guess when I do the right click, it starts it while also pulling this one up. The Solomon Islands! Part of us just grab absolutely all of it. Let's go bit by bit here until we get some of them up and going. Look at all those colonies! You, my fine folks, need a port, a barracks. This one, everybody gets a port and a barracks. Now, earlier I was thinking it might be a good idea to have a general everywhere, run the troops, but I don't know. Also, that pop-up a moment ago, I think said that Tahiti has been fully colonized and so it could be made a state. We have those, good. Gabon. Barracks. So Gabon does not have any way to have pier instead. But it has a little infrastructure already. Tiny little bit. We'll go ahead and give them a railway eventually. Alright, so Tahiti, I think, popped up in a way suggesting it's been fully made to be mine. Yes, it has. So we can spend 20 years to incorporate it. The homelands of Tahiti have nothing in common with any culture in Belgium. What does incorporation do? So it raises the number of pops in our incorporated states. They then pay taxes, get education, etc. There must be some reason why one would keep them unincorporated. But sure, let's do it. Tahiti is part of Belgium proper. Don't you worry about that. The leader of the rural folk just changed out to Gil Person. Romantic? That does nothing for him. Explorer. That's nice. That's nice. Try to nab the South Island of New Zealand. Oh, if we incorporate, we lose our colonial exploitation. Oh. Oh. Never mind. We gotta keep them as colonies to steal all their resources for sure. The brave little engineer. A railroad accident in Flanders only narrowly avoided heavy fatalities due to the quick thinking of the training's engineer, who perished in the crash. Only a few people died, but the wreckage takes some time to clear. Come all ye rounders, if you want to hear a story all about a brave engineer. He held his train oh so dear, and then one day the flame boiler exploded. And all that he was totaled. Yeah, not the best story ever. Thank goodness the engineer. We lose 5 infrastructure, or instead we give them their families money for dying on the job. I don't want to strengthen the trade unions, so thank goodness the engineers. Alright, so 5 infrastructure lost in Flanders. But we're still fine. Good, good. I do want to kick these barracks to the top, just to ensure that we have troops ready to go at our various colonies. Port should move up eventually. Move all the top. If you're here at the end of stream last night, you would have seen that I spent 20 minutes of not adding anything to the construction queue, and that helped our economy so much. I so often just keep adding more things and moving things up and down. But really, I spent 20 minutes talking about the game, looking at stuff without really changing anything in the construction queue. Maybe we'll do the same thing again at some point today. Is it time to admit the Catholic Church is just done here? Because last time we looked at their population, they're at 24,000, and now they're at 18,000. It's just going to keep on going down, 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 down. And so bolstering them may not do anything for us. We get 200 authority back then. I can use that to suppress the trade unions. Yeah, I think that's the call. So we'll still have this as long as they're in government, but at some point I suspect that they're going to stop existing and we'll lose our bonus, but it's okay. The trade unions... Wait, what's the necessary authority? Oh, they're in government. You can't suppress people who are in government. Good to know. So the rural folk who are not in government are very loyal and good to me. However, go away. I hope we can kick the trade unionists out of government next time. That'd be good. Hey, hello there. Nobody plans to go to war during this playthrough. So, it's strange. Like, I very much want to liberate Luxembourg. The issue, though, is if I were to say I want to liberate Luxembourg, I need to find the correct button for this one moment. It's like free subject, I thought. Maybe we're too happy with Netherlands to do it. So what I was going to say is, the issue if we like go to war with someone is we get this pop-up that says, some people will definitely join your enemy's side, and then some people may pick a side. And not knowing which side they'll pick is very, very scary for me. So last time we looked at freeing Luxembourg, the British, the Prussians, the French, and the Austrians might get involved. And like, if they choose my side, awesome. We win in a very big way. If they join the enemy side, we lose in a big way. And I just don't know how to think about that, unfortunately. So I'm curious about the military stuff, but not as sure as in CK3, for instance, where you can like really follow the alliances pretty well. Now, if we can get alliances, that'd be cool. And as we're much more powerful, maybe we can start getting some, but we'll see in a little bit. Spain has declared a rival with me. So to this point, everyone in Europe has been totally cool with us. But now Spain is not so cool. Their relationship to me is to antagonize Belgium. So why are they doing that? Like, I know we've started new colonies. Spain seems to have nothing in Africa. Do they have colonies over here? I bet I can find that by looking at Spain. So they have interest in a whole bunch of places. They presumably... Wait, why do they have all those interests? Are they a great power also? Oh. Okay. I think it's the case that non-players are allowed to have so many more interests than players are. Or is number of interests dependent on something other than just one's level in the world? You automatically gain interests in all regions where you own at least one non-colonial state. Okay, so if we were to turn Tahiti into a proper state, we then get a permanent interest in Oceania. Interesting. Murderhausen, thanks for the follow. Love your name for sure. Interests are based on number of naval bases. Oh, really? Wait, why did I think it was based on one's rank in the game? Okay, there's no indication here of what causes you to get... Oh, there it is. You automatically gain interests in all strategic regions where you own a colonial state or non-colonial state. Your ability to declare more depends on rank. So there's nothing in there about having naval bases. This is why I did not know it was about having naval bases. Dear Paradox, please make clear mechanics in your games. Go to diplomacy? I don't doubt you, it just doesn't say it in the tooltip. That's all I'm complaining about right now. Click declare interest. Alright, look here, backseater. Look here, backseater. This is the one thing I can't handle. Don't just tell me to push buttons. Is my mouse over here will tell me? Hover maximum. Gosh, I am. It says, for being a great power. Oh my goodness. I appreciate the fine suggestion, we'll call it, but I don't have any naval bases at all. I just think the game should tell you, how mechanics work like that, because there's no place that says naval bases are part of it. Now, if I look at naval bases, maybe it'll tell me there. Let's see. Alright, so naval bases does indeed give plus 0.1 declared interest. There's no place it says that I've seen. Cool. Is it time to start a navy? I mean, I need a navy so I can have an admiral so I can finish that whaling quest. So sure, we'll start our very first navy at home. Also, look at those peasant numbers. Our peasant numbers are dropping so unbelievably quickly. That's great. I mean, it's great in one sense and horrible in another. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. All right. I can have under declared interest. Oh, you know what? Well, maybe not. I lost an interest somehow. Did I? Okay. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the Rhine. Currently 4. Maximum 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maintain their territorial control of Tahiti. Okay, so does the unincorporated nation of Tahiti count? Because it is a state. So even though it is not incorporated state, it is a state, so it counts as a permanent here. One non-colonial state. So non-colonial states and unincorporated states are not the same thing. Very good. Very good. All right. Where do we care about next? Oh, speaking of Dixie, I saw something yesterday that delights me. The president of the USA is Henry Clay. He is definitely from the South. He is definitely someone who I did not expect to see as president. He's from good old Dixie. And everybody loves him. Yeah, we'll see how the Civil War goes, if there is a Civil War, actually. Cool. Good to see. Alright, so I need to pick a new area to colonize. And I'm just going to pick this area here, so... start that. Southern Africa. Huge area. Yeah, I've kind of been curious how they cut up Africa into regions, but Southern Africa is all one. Everything with the Cape Colony is available for us. Now, is this place malarial? No, it's not. Yeah, so these are able to be grabbed without having anti-malarials. Earlier we noticed Spain disliked us. It's just Spain. So now that we're a great power, I'm interested to see if we could potentially get alliances with anyone else nearby. You'd have high resistance for malaria for South Africa? Okay, maybe I misread. So I know this place... Okay, Congo, severe malaria. South Africa, we can't see the right kind of page. Maybe over here we can. Wait, how am I bringing up the wrong page here? So, Congo... Is it the state itself? It's the state itself. Let's zoom in a little bit more. It's only normal malaria. Only normal malaria, not super great malaria. That's here, though. How about this one? Oh, video game. I think you're right, Red Eyes. I think you're absolutely right. So this is not useful for us right now, as the borders are all... this one's not. That's only normal area. It's already Portuguese. How about Zulu Nation here? So Zulu Nation's only malaria, but it's somewhere we can't colonize straight away. Alright, so maybe Patagonia is the right call instead of this one. Good to know, good to know. Hello, Virgins, how you doing? We are indeed currently busy with more colonization. Alright, I'm curious about this area down here. La Plata. Owned by the British. Hopefully the British don't mind me grabbing all of this. I was curious about alliances a bit ago. So nobody wants a free... Oh, the Congo does. I'm sorry, no. We're coming to fight you. Is their power projections weaker than mine? No, it's stronger than mine, but not by a lot. That's what it means. If I were to give obligations, we can maybe get some alliances. but I'm not sure we should do that. I'm not going to give it a single obligation yet, so I'm just not quite sure. Who do you want to be friends with? I guess we could try Spain. They don't like us very much. La Plata interest is now online. So, hello. We now colonize Patagonia. Cool. Belgian Patagonia. 880 dudes hanging out there. Give it the port. Give it the barracks. We know there's sulfur mines and fishing wharfs here. I believe we've had no sulfur mines anywhere so far. Maybe we have one somewhere, but let's get that made pretty quickly. Time for an election! As of right now, the Free Trade Party appears to be winning. Unfortunately, the Liberal Party with the trade unions is going to do pretty well too. So yes, indeed, the parties are really quite split. And to get rid of the unionists, I'm going to have to get rid of the landowners and the intelligentsia also. And that may unfortunately upset my legitimacy. Yeah, the issue is really that the leader of their parties is pretty darn popular. Unfortunate. Luxury clothes got more expensive. Services more expensive. We have a bunch more cotton coming in right now, and the main reason for that is to cheapen the price of clothing. Especially normal people clothing, but also luxury clothing perhaps. Right now we're just not producing enough of it. Is it going anywhere? Nope. Check the buildings here. And this is one of the very, very few productions I have split. It's so I can do one on luxury and one on non-luxury. But just a few more of each of these. And hope we have the peasants for it. Fine arts, very expensive. And hey, it's the steam donkey! That can be used to improve the mines a whole bunch. Cool. So, to the mines. Explosives. This frees up some laborers, I believe. More coal, more engines. That's fine. We'll get more coal, more engines very soon. This is our first sulfur mine ever. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Hey, Grandpa Clamps. Is your leadership eternal in this like Civ, or are there heirs like CK? So it is like CK in that your leader can die. That said, it seems like leaders live a very, very, very long time in this game. In part because the game's only 100 years long, where games like Crusader Kings go on for centuries and centuries and centuries. So our current leader is the one we started with. At this point, he's probably pretty darn old. Let's go ahead and check that out, I guess. Yeah, Leopold I is currently only 61. Wait, do we have a king die? Nope, that's the same king. Wait, is it? Wait, can I see my list of kings? Did we not get a pop-up on the king's death? Yeah. Wait, no, this is correct. So the prince heir apparent we had initially was like 4 years old when the game started. So this is Leopold I still. I believe. Yeah, he's also an explorer. He successfully completed an expedition. Which was that? No idea. Hello, old beard. This game does not inspire you along from time to time. It's fine. There are lots of streams on Twitch. If this one does not do it for you, no worries. We'll see you get something else. Yeah, so apparently he'll die at some point, but it's really slow going. I think we've been playing for like 20 years at this point. And so that's fine. Someday he'll die. But yeah, the leader of the nation seems much less important in this game than in CK, for example. You really are not playing as a dynasty or a family, you're playing as the nation, I think. So we're trying to make nice with Spain, and they're trying to make unnice with us. Hello, who are you? Isabel of Bourbon. You want some liquor? There's probably no particular reason to try to make nice with them if they're trying to hurt our relationship. So something is going to happen here at some point. They view me as a militarily threatening neighbor. Huh. They are likely to seek out alliances with foes and may join diplomatic plays to oppose expansion. That's no good. Leave me alone. Alright, so we probably need to continue building more barracks everywhere. And I think I may have already made all the ones I had marked. I have. Okay, the rivalry between Spain and New Granada has gotten nice. We treated New Granada poorly earlier. In our expedition on the Congo, the ambassador from New Granada showed up and we did not help him, because we had more important things to do. It's weird seeing a nation change so fast. Now, can I actually see their colony somewhere? You see their interests. So their states are not listed at all. If I zoom out, are they highlighted maybe? Okay, the Philippines are indeed Spanish. I have begun colonizing something over here. Yes, Vanuatu. And so I am curious if they see this as an incursion into their territory down here. Happy election, everybody! Once again, the votes are really, really split, and that's not useful for my purposes. So I want to kick the Liberal Party out of power. If I do that, though, how far down does my legitimacy go? Only a 63. Huh. So that would then let me suppress the trade unions. Yeah. I'm going to take a legitimacy hit intentionally, just so I can try to make sure the trade unions don't get too strong. Because I'm a monster. Cool. So immediately go ahead and do that. So we stop suppressing the rural folk. Their clout dropped from 18% down to 11% in the past year. That's awesome. Trade unions, no. Close and close and close. First day of our naval base. And move that one up just a little bit. We're still plus 10,000. So our economy is at plus 30,000 when today's stream began. We've stayed positive pretty well. I wonder if I can get back to plus 30,000 at some point. Also, our rank is not really climbing at all. Oh, maybe this is it. Maybe this explains why Spain wants to destroy us. So they are next in line for our spot there. And so if they knock us down to size, they then jump past these two. Interesting. Eventually we'll learn the motivations of the enemies. Patagonia has no connection yet. The port should be coming, so I'm going to kick that to the top. I think that's you. Yep. What's disgusting? Union busting? Possibly. I've definitely been to these protests and strikes and so on. But unfortunately, when you're the king, it's a very different story. I've got a lot of fertilizer. I haven't yet researched anything involving fertilization use, I believe. Yeah, no improved fertilizer yet. I think I'll research this next, so I'm able to put fertilizer on my cotton fields. I think. Open hearth almost done. Glorious. The Chinese no longer want to buy my fancy art. Does anybody want some fertilizer for right now? The Russians want fertilizer. The Chinese do also. Cool. We are not being able to make ammunition right now. We'll look into why that is in a second. Where is my art? There it is. It's overpriced. We want to buy more of it, actually. So am I currently expanding or exporting fancy goods? No. We are exporting ammunition, but it's not our fault. So why are we not getting enough ammunition here? Nope. I'd like to see how it works. Buildings, I guess. Way towards the bottom. Tell me your story. Story is we just need more workers. Yeah, there's no special problem in input or output. It's just we can't afford the workers right now. This is because the population of Flanders is... state by state. Flanders over here. Hello. It is going up. It is going up, but there are 2 unemployed dudes. Very slow going there. Wallonia, the other one. Population going up also. No one unemployed. Yeah, we should probably just build in the colonies for a while. A donation of knowledge. Nicholas Villion the 14th, I believe. That's a weird way to put it. But yes, Nicholas the 14th offered to spend some of their personal wealth to fund the creation of a university in Wallonia. So as of right now, all of our universities are in the capital. This would be a branch campus. This will give the industrialists more influence. I mean, they're already running the show. The Nicholas Villion 14th University will be a proud bastion of learning in these times of rapid progress, where knowledge truly is power. So the Nicky V University. We say that's great. We get one university, the industrials get more power. Or no, we can't do that. They get sad. They really want me to move to laissez-faire marketing. I'll take this trade, and we'll see how much stronger they get. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what we're doing there. Lots of problems. Hey, we have a navy! We have a navy finally. Everything's expensive, but we have a navy. Okay, so I now need to get myself my first admiral ever. Which of you should be the monarch of the sea, the ruler of the king's navy? Nicholas de Corvoce de Dente, etc. He's romantic, and so less offense. A grifter. I think I'm going to say no, just no here. He's experienced in the navy, but he's going to steal all my money. I'm going to say no on that one. Peter von Julian van Nilt, from a very minor faction. He has the syphilis, so he'll die pretty soon. Also an explorer, traditionalist commander, so he can hold more ships. And he has better fighting plus 10 as opposed to plus 20. Alright, we'll buy the syphilitic. If he dies early, we'll get somebody else. Him and his one boat are hanging out the Rhine. So we could have them patrol the coast, which he's already doing. Just keep an eye from the Dutch invasion. We need more man-o-wars for the, what's it called? For the Navy now. I don't quite know how that works. Is it just like one ship being destroyed over and over again? Let's check and see. So the Navy needs... Yes, man-o-war goes in, offense, defense, clap goes the other way. And they're trying to find people to help us. Someday. A serviceman was fired. Wait, why? Hey, we know about better steel making. Okay, we'll do that in a second. Very good. First, though, I need to fix the man-of-war problems. And that's just like shipyards, I believe. So ports make convoys, they consume clippers. Where are those made? We don't have a shipyard. So we're importing all of our ships from somebody else. Should probably fix that. Gotta become more dependent on these things. The Dutch are not really invading, no. We're just patrolling the waters to keep an eye on the Dutch. Alright, so moving the shipyard up seems like it might be an important thing. I mean, that said, we shouldn't be terribly surprised, right? We just started our navy, so not making ships is not a huge surprise. Okay, steel stuff next. So steel stuff can be used for, I believe, just the steel mill. The open hearth process, consuming more iron. Great. The chemical plants are non-functional. Why is that? Because fertilizer is not selling very well. Like I said, the next technology I want is improved fertilizer, so I can start using fertilizer instead of just hoarding it. For the time being, though, I can try to export it. Oops. Portuguese will take it. We'll take the most of it. The same for everybody, unfortunately. The French take it too. Good. That should help with productivity there a little bit. So we went from plus 30 to plus 10. We are consuming a little bit more in our military now. We could lower military wages during peacetime, but I'd prefer not to do that. Having more naval ships might be a real good idea. Got just one boat. The US of A has started a naval uprising in Mandinka. Where's Mandinka? It is down here, West Africa. Wood's expensive again. Small arms expensive again. I'm surprised by that. We may be exporting small arms to China. Not naval uprising, native uprising. Native. We're already importing wood from Prussia, and it's still fairly expensive. So we'll need to make more wood ourselves, probably. I think we can do that, no problem. And small arms, yes indeed, are being exported to China. We're going to stop that for now. Gold has been discovered in Hokkaido. Hokkaido's unfortunately fully owned by the Russians. I would like gold very much. However, it's a Japanese issue, not for me. Have we still not discovered gold anywhere in any of our colonies, or rubber or anything else? Let's see. We got millet farms. That's that. We can make shipyards, and that's unfortunately just about that also. But no. No rubber, no gold, no nothing. Somebody will find the gold. Standard of living is still going up bit by bits. So now guns have gone from quite expensive to very, very, very cheap. If we get more military, I think we'll consume more of that. Same explosives. We need to turn those into proper ammunition for our own troops. And that's done at the ammunition manufactory, the munitions plant there. Which is, again, not making very much money. I think it's probably just because the outputs are selling for too cheap. Probably so. So we need to consume more with more military. So we'll add some more barracks in other places. Who does not have much in the way of troops right now? And our home base is not even full of troops yet. 8 troops in Oceania. La Plata has nothing quite yet, but it is building. I'm going to add a couple more there. Just to make sure it's under control as fast as possible. And then, yeah, at the capital, we'll also make some. Oh, the capital can't have any more. If we go to a professional army, I believe we can get more barracks in more places. If we don't do that, we'll just like throw them all around the world. Okay. Because I'm afraid of Spain, I don't know how wars work yet. Because I'm thinking because I'm afraid of Spain, I kind of have more troops here. So if they attack our colonies, we can march on our capital. They have 141 battalions, so they probably have a professional army. Is that true? They do. Okay. Am I able to move to that law? So earlier, the attempt to move to a professional army almost caused revolution. So the rural folk hate this. The trade unions are on board. I'm sorry, what? You do understand I will use the professional army to put down your strikes. I will be my own Pinkertons. So if we move to this, we can have up to 100 barracks as opposed to only 5. Awesome. It's going to go very, very, very slowly to approval, but that's fine. I do want it soon enough. And no revolution this time. Very good. Hey, Gelly. I'm glad things get uploaded to YouTube now. If you get this game and have no clue what to do, you can watch this. Absolutely. I do love that I can share things on YouTube permanently. Solidarity. All those who want work should have work. No one's excluded or left out. We must support each other's rights to fairly compensated labor. So do the trade unionists think that soldiers are part of their class? Or are they class traders? We'll see, we'll see. Yeah, I guess the unions want to be soldiers. That's really surprising to me. But okay, sounds good. Our shipyards are nearly made. So probably our shipyards will spike the price of wood even more. And as of right now, we are already struggling with wood prices. So more logging camps. Or Wallonians get to work. I can't wait till we have the Congo so I can start, or not the Congo. Whatever the southernmost area is with the giant rainforest. Not the Congo, is it? No. It would have more than one slot, I expect, if it were. No one in Cameroon. Probably better use of peasants in Tahiti. Wallonia is still a place, Trevor. The leader is jingoistic, that's why he wants the military? Well, he is. The leader advocates an aggressive foreign policy, emphasizing readiness to go to war to advance ambitions. Yep, he wants a professional army indeed, with mass conscription too. I don't know why they elected someone, their leader, who is so pro-war. But cool, sounds good, sounds good. 4 weeks to go, 4 weeks ago. Yeah, thinking about the YouTube channel where I've been uploading each day's stream for like a month now. I really wish I had started a long time ago. It'd be so unbelievably cool to see like how the stream has changed throughout the many, many years I've been streaming. But unfortunately, like 6 years of content is just gone. Wallonia has again dropped their market access. It's the one place we keep adding more and more stuff without adding any more development. So more railways forever. And then I think we're making more engines also. Yeah, only one more. Price of steel, etc., etc. Hey, Noodle Being, how many places are we colonizing currently? So we're colonizing here. We're colonizing here, just started recently. Actually here, sorry. And then we're colonizing islands this way. Now, I don't know how expensive colonization is in this game. I don't know if what it pulls is money, or instead pulls just people, and then you have to invest more and more. So it's not a direct or not a direct or unintentional cost. Instead, it's the chosen cost. I think. Yes, endlessly more trains. Shipyard's been made. Because of that, the price of man of wars will go down as we are able to get our shipyards functional. Here, keep bringing word to pull things up. See what I want to see. There they are. Yep, hiring folks slowly but steadily. Okay, oh, people want censorship. Not a lot of people. I kind of want it also, but professional army is still going. What was I just thinking? Ships, wood. No idea. There was something I was thinking of doing. I'm sure it'll come around again soon. I something in here. Flanders again needs support also. And we need to lower the cost of wood as well. I'm going to kick these somewhat up after textile mills get done. Good. There's something I was thinking of doing. Shoot, what was it? No idea. We need more workers for the motor industries. As much as I want to put more motor industry people here, we have no unemployed folks, so... Ah, that was the issue. I need a railroad here. Yes. Yes. Ah, the other thing is we recently finished researching an improvement to our gun manufacturers. We can go from smooth bore production instead to breech loader production. So fewer small arms being made, more artillery overall. The price of small arms will go up, artillery come down, more steel consumption, fine for fine. Let's just wait for a little while. Just wait, just wait. Okay, are all of our nations attached now? Yes, no one is cut off from the market entirely. These two will get fixed as the trains get made. Gold has been discovered in Tasmania. Is Tasmania under control by someone? It's part of Van Diemen's Land, which is, I believe, owned by the British? Yes. So, unfortunately, it is the case that there's gold in then their heels. Then their heels here. Fortunate. Fortunate. I doubt we're going to find there are little islands. Does anyone know if the locations of the rare resources are predetermined? Or could you, like, find gold in the middle of Austria or in the middle of Russia somewhere? Or, heck, India? Let's go through and check to see how our buildings are doing. Make sure everybody's at least somewhat productive. The clothing in Flanders is not especially productive right now. This is the place we're making our standard clothing, I believe. And the problem is, dyes are too expensive. Resource locations are predetermined. Awesome, thank you. So probably on future playthroughs, one knows exactly where to go to get what you want. But for early playthroughs, it's exciting to see what happens. Okay, we do not have more dye being produced right now. Can we fix that? Heck, yes we can. There are no peasants, unfortunately. We'll give them more work. Surely they'll get online someday soon. What else is having problems with production right now? I mean, it's not negative at least. Glass works with, like, cheaper wood. Everybody's struggling with wood costs. Paper mills. We can step up from sulfite pulping to paper bleaching. If we do that, it'll be even more dye. So we're going to hold off on that until we get more dye coming in. Down here we see the, whoops. Down here we see the ones that are actually negative. Oh boy, there are a lot of them. All right, how do we fix these? Motor industries are most important. I think the issue here was just a lack of employment. Yeah, all the costs are reasonable-ish. That's an issue. Subsidization would not help at all, unfortunately. Okay. Then we have the shipyards. They're also just getting started, so low employment as well. I kind of guess that all these would be low employment. Okay, here less so. They're pretty well employed, however, something is not working out. Subsidizing is 4,000 money. They're still not productive at all, but I wonder if that will help somewhat. We'll come back to this in a little bit and see whether subsidization happens. So part of it is artillery is real cheap. As we make more troops ourselves, that will help. We may need to export artillery, though. Note to self, I am currently subsidizing the arms industry. You're Druid. Are part of the dark side? We are. We're engaged in all sorts of colonization. Unemployment, that makes sense. Okay, so it's only our military side that is currently struggling with productivity. And I think if I raise my consumption, that might well help. I want to subsidize the universities also if I can. Okay, you're not allowed to subsidize universities. You are allowed to subsidize the arts industries. A little surprised at that, but okay, good to know. We'll want to continue building more universities eventually. Okay, Spain has stopped damaged relationship. Oh, the university I'm paying for all the time. Got it, thank you. So Spain is good and antagonistic. Now, what are they going to do about that? At this point, they are still really disliking me. They view me as a militarily threatening neighbor. We'll be fine. Chad Communism Enjoyer, your name is delightful. Thank you for the follow. It's good to have you here. Cross-border investments. The Belgian industrialists, very big, very powerful, are interested in making investments in neighboring Dutch industries. He stood up, put on his hat, and headed toward the door. At first it seemed he would leave without another word, but then he turned around and spoke with barely suppressed anger. Being accused of lacking patriotism for where I try to make money isn't an insult. It betrays a complete lack of understanding of how the money is made. Do you think I made what I already have by thinking provincially? So when they say neighboring Dutch industries, does that mean like helping the French? Oh, neighboring Dutch. We're the Belgians. I keep forgetting that we're not the Dutch. My apologies. It's all very confusing. So yes, the industrials from our place want to help the Dutch do better. What will that do? An excellent investment. We become friendlier with the Dutch, and they get a bonus to tax income for 5 years. Or I insist that my industrials stay here, we get the bonus tax income, and industrials lose 3 happiness. That will cause us to lose the cheaper production technology research. I like that very much. We are right now researching production technology. All right, we're helping the Dutch. And by we, I mean our neighbors, or our industrialists. We'll see how it goes. I got a new battalion somewhere. It does not have a general. Also, a message from the Dutch. They want a trade agreement. Buddy, buddy. We're going to say no on that one. No Dutch allowed. Okay, what was I thinking? All right, we have a new barracks waiting somewhere with no general. Can we discover where that person's waiting? Belgian Patagonia. So we do not have a general down here yet. We have enough bureaucracy to afford one. Very good. We'll add a new one of those. Hello. A landowner or a trade unionist. One is good in the mountains. Patagonia is mountainous, yes. Maybe. I don't know. Supply requisitions. Everything's a little bit cheaper. Also good in the woods. There are woods here, right? Right? I have no idea. He's tactful also. That damages morale more. But defense clap is good. Our Charles de Bois. Arrogant, which allows him to hold more troops. Surveyor, better defending inside of Belgium. Good at offense. Alright, Adolf, sorry. Adolf. Here we go, Adolf. Demir de Morsel. You cute little morsel. How adorable. Welcome aboard. Now let's actually learn what kind of places these are. How do we see what their territory is? Appears to be pretty flat. And then pretty hilly. Are those mountains? There must be a place that says what kind of territory it is. Let's try a different one, see what looks different. It still looks pretty flat with some hills. Here are the mountains. Okay. So what we're colonizing right now is this area. And so there are mountains nearby. Good to know. Go the trade unionist. So our last playthrough was Swedish socialism. All in on trade unions, intelligentsia, and furniture. This time we're spending a little bit more time being terrible, terrible industrialists. But it's fun. The Patagonia is very flat. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. We now know about steel frame buildings. So more construction, more good. We start making covered markets for the urban center. Takes more glass and more steel. I've got to get my steel production up. That really is the huge issue here. Now, can the Eiffel Tower only be built in France, or can you make it absolutely anywhere? I don't know. I don't know. The king has gotten involved again. For the second time in his life, Leopold Ipse has come down from the throne and made a speech. He would like us to ensure we have a professional army. So the intelligentsia get cranky, we don't care about the intelligentsia. Glory to the king! Give me my army! The intelligentsia is no longer spreading propaganda, so less migration, but that's fine. We don't currently believe in migration, because our law is Belgium is for the Belgians. I saw people start buying clothes from me. I actually don't want that, I think. I believe it's the case that my poor folks are paying too much for clothing. Oh, actually, no. Actually, no. Clothing cost is cheaper than average. The big trouble right now is that services are high. I am taxing services. And what actually produces services? The urban center itself and the arts academy. An urban center gets bigger just based on population and growing and so on. Transportation can be made cheaper, but yeah, really the things that they're spending most of their money on are not terribly expensive. We can make more booze. We can always make more booze, I guess. The average people are buying some porcelain too. Let's check the upper class and see what they're spending all their money on. Yeah, luxury furniture might be too cheap. Luxury clothes are still fairly expensive also. Okay. What was I thinking? Yes, checking the embargoes, checking the tariffs rather on the things that are leaving us. The wood is being exported. Wood's expensive. This is me importing. The export here is being done without my consent. Check a subsidy. Good call. They may have fixed themselves by now. Liquor is being exported. I'm going to try to cheapen it just to make my people happier. Apparently we're exporting sulfur. I thought we were having trouble with sulfur. Maybe not. We'll check it out in a bit. Okay, the subsidy is on arms manufactories. They're still not pulling in any money at all. They're at full employment. I think it's just that artillery is too cheap. them make a deal. So, I don't really want to export weapons of war, but man, people will buy them. All right, send them to China. Send them to Russia. Weapons for everyone. Glorious, glorious weapons. I'd like to stay out of the, I'd like to stay out of war, but I'll happily support war around the world. I'm the Nicolas Cage character in this thing. Hello, Spracknell. It is a holiday today. It is Labor Thanksgiving Day here in Japan. And so, I get to stream quite a bit later than usual. We're just slightly over on trade routes right now. So what is the least productive trade route we have? Is there any easy way to see without clicking through all of them? 0.6 money. Stop that one. Yes. Working railroads now. This subsidy I turned off already, I think. We're also subsidizing railways a little bit and the Arts Academy. Fine. What is the next level of supporting the arts? It's photography, right? There it is. Establish the photographic arts. If we research the camera and have an Arts Academy of 3, we'll be good to go. Ships of the air. If we learn about Zeppelin's next 9 years, things are great. Whaling industry, we have 3 years left to go. So the trouble on whaling industry has just been that I've not been able to get the whaling center in Tahiti functional fast enough. Is it close to being level 3? So it's allegedly level 3. However, they're just struggling to find workers. Because they're all dying. The other places they're trying to hire workers right now are the port and the barracks. I do like both of these very, very much. Let's see what happens if we subsidize the whaling stations. It kicks the wage up quite a bit. Maybe higher wages means that more people will join more quickly. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe those man of war buildings. Are they still looking for workers? Heck yes, they are. Let's go and run through population and see where there are people who need jobs. So Flanders has... Wow, Flanders actually has 3,000 people unemployed. That is where my shipyards are. So maybe they're the wrong kind of people. Maybe the universities are switching them over gradually, but I'm a little bit surprised by that. People are hiring, though. Shopkeepers are becoming capitalists instead. Love it. Dye is more expensive. The dye plantations are coming once more. Where else are there people who are unemployed? Flanders is down to 0 unemployment again. Wallonia has 11,000. Tahiti has nobody. The various colonies have no unemployment at all. This is probably a case where we just sit back and just let things happen. Because really, we have no unemployment. You can sit up here also, can't you? Yeah, we have 2,000 unemployed throughout the entire world. That's pretty good. Diddlequist, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Hello, hello. Are we solidly in 7th place still? Yes. So all the powers below us, Italy notably, are not filling in. We're also not filling in, but this means they're not going to overtake us anytime soon. That said, we are matched with Prussia. We are matched with Prussia on prestige. We actually may become more prestigious than Prussia, primarily due to our GDP and standard of living. Hopefully they don't attack us because of that. Nope, everybody loves me about Spain. Good. It's been a while since I've checked to see if anyone wants into my customs union or into my, what's it called? My alliances. So far, no one's really wanted it, but it'd be super fun to see. So let's check the customs union thing first. And also diplomacy. All right. This is me inviting people to join the customs union. Yes. Oops. With an obligation, Benin would. We're getting fairly close on Portugal. Though, yeah, we still have around 50 points to get rid of. With the Dutch, it's plus 50. Yeah. I think our market is just not big enough for any of those. Okay. On the alliance side, hey, the Netherlands would accept an alliance. What do you think, team? So we started the playthrough frankly hating Netherlands. Now, though, the Dutch want to be our friends. Is there any reason not to do this? I mean, the one reason not to do this is if I want to free the Luxembourgers, I won't be able to do it. And I do want to free the Luxembourgers. They deserve to be free in the way that we're free. But maybe having an alliance would be nice. I think my worry is if I don't get an alliance, then it will lead to just profound sadness when eventually somebody attacks me. Holy cow! What just happened? The prices they change. The prices they change. Plus 50,000. Oh, we're not constructing. We finished all the construction queue just about. And so, without building, we pull in so much money. Love it. Okay. Like I said, we have nobody who's unemployed. We do have some peasants still in Wallonia, though. I believe that wood's expensive right now. Is that true? So wood's not expensive anymore. It's just Man of Wars, which we really are getting made eventually. So what would I like? What would I like in Wallonia? Let's check out Wallonia and see what availability we have right now. So more luxury clothing, possibly. The mines are filling up slowly with workers. Probably good not to add anything else because the workers are taking a while to get there. For now, let's just do nothing. Let's look at the world, but not change the world. So in just a second here, we're going to have 0 construction usage and save money so fast. Now, this does not help the GDP, right? It's good for us to have money, but it's not necessarily beneficial. Also, the investment pool is going to fill up real fast. Huh. Oh, cool. Let's wait till we're at 3 million in the old money pot, and then we'll start spending again. And hopefully by then we'll have some more unemployed folks and peasants. Vanuatu has some. People are now buying my clothing also. Let's check and see how that's looking. Iron is so unbelievably cheap. If I move to steel frame construction, I believe it uses both more iron and more steel also. Steel is a little expensive. So I want to produce more steel if I can. Steel mills are in Wallonia, a place where there's still peasants. Cool. So let's go up 3 on those. Because iron is so cheap, is now being consumed by government construction again. So I'm going to change my construction over to steel frame buildings. What is the advantage of this? It moves people into being machinists instead of mere laborers. It has greater state construction efficiency for each new construction sector. Aside, problem with stopping construction is the industries that supply construction will fire workers. That is a good point. That is a good point. That said, we're over 3 million, so I do want to return to the wild and crazy building. $80,000 peasants. Right, there are peasants in Vanuatu we established. And they really have no jobs here. So more coffee, more good, I think. And more barracks, more good. Colonization of Vanuatu is fully completed. Cool. Oh, cool. All right, South Cameroon. No peasants. Nothing to do there. Tonga has some peasants still. The port's trying to fill with workers. They're not quite smart enough to be bureaucrats. I'm allowed to build a University of Tonga. You are. You actually are. If we do that, I'm not sure we'll ever have the academics for it. Because they're currently just a pile of peasants. Let's hold off on that, I guess. So peasants run rice farms. Solomon Island is almost nothing. Nobody. Okay. Each of these places, there are jobs, just no one wants to work them quite yet. Okay. Okay. Oh gosh. So I've gone from positive 75,000 to negative 75,000 by moving to steel frame buildings. Alright, maybe we made a slight mistake here. A professional army is failing to gain traction, stalling progress and decreasing its enactment success by 15%. So that's 11% approval there. This is fine. This is why we have an absolutely gigantic gold reserve. Everything is good. We just need to get steel production, I believe. I think that's what the issue is right now. Also glass. So glass and steel and explosives. Improving all those would be very good. Definitely glass. So we're producing glass. Very pricey. Very pricey. What goes in on the glass works? Wood goes in, glass comes out. That's weird. Alright, more in Flanders. Wallonia has peasants still. How do they keep finding more and more peasants there? It's crazy. Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy, what just changed? Something just changed in a huge way. Ah! The leader of the trade unions died before we got professional army run through. And so the trade unionists are not just no longer kind of happy, but instead furious. Absolutely furious that I'm trying to put through professional army, I bet. Yeah, that's really unfortunate. So the last leader wanted militarism. This guy does not necessarily want militarism. Okay. Hey, Starless1, thanks for the Prime sub. Enjoy the lurk. Thank you all you lurkers for visiting with me, for hanging out, for enjoying the show. I am amazed at how fast they went from, hey, this is cool, to, no! It's a weird game mechanic, right? Because I can imagine a leader switching over would not lead to that kind of crazy shift. Like, people would say, hey, yesterday we were on board with this, there's no problems here, to suddenly, oh gosh, we hate it. So again, work to rule means we construct less efficiently. Does that mean less speedily? Okay, so this gets rid of at least part of the bonus we get for stacking our construction buildings. That's okay. We also lost a bonus to manufacturing throughput. That one's kind of big and important. I'm going to ignore them for right now. If I can just get professional army through, everything will be fine. However, I'm not sure we'll ever get that through. Alright. We're learning about vacuum canning. Very good. Yeah, from negative 70-something to only negative 52, it's going in the right direction. I'm curious about my, still non-productive munition or arm industries. It was better than it was. Alright, so munition plants were initially really, really struggling on money. And the urban center of Wallonia is not doing well. I go from market stalls to... Oh, I've had market squares unlocked for a very long time, and I never changed it. Whoops. Whoops. Alright, all the way up to covered markets instead. So that means the price of steel's gone up again. We just need to wait for all this to get made. It'll be fine. Was my favorite game mechanic event or whatever in this game? I don't know how many I've seen so far. Like, none of the game events hugely stand out. I appreciate when the king gets involved in the political process, just because that nice bonus to law passing. But, yeah, I don't think any of the events in the game have made a huge impact on me yet. They're all delightful in their way. Oh, gosh. Hit the table. Terribly sorry, terribly sorry. I've enjoyed the missions, like the journal decisions here. Really, really fun. But very limited based on what you are, where your interests are. I guess we could remove an interest from China or Japan. Just try to learn about these places. Because you actually don't need to colonize. You just need to go look at them. Yeah, interesting. So as we're producing less and less, all right. Tensions with lots of African nations. The whaling industry completed. We actually did it. I was pretty sure this would not get done, but the efficiency of our whaling stations in Tahiti has proved we have a dangerous counterpart, and death has become common to almost every voyage. It's a high price to pay, but the profit is equally high. Call me Rizmael. The body of a whale lies as wide as the sky. Its head has been emptied and the barrels of oil are stained with blood. A voice resounds throughout the wharf. We've lost a dozen of men. And he starts to list them and their towns. A few of them are from the capital. One of them has your brother's name. Wait, who am I? Your brother. My brother. Who am I? Who am I? I'm Jean Valjean. The oil shimmers, the liquid gold-like blood of a siren, luring men to their deaths. Okay, so we could say, let's be safe and careful with our sailors. The whalers stop dying. Van Nijvelt becomes more popular. He's one of my generals. Who is Van Nijvelt? No, he's not. No, he's not. Who is Van Nijvelt? Leader of the... Oh, he's the admiral, actually. Ah, so the admiral's in charge of the whaling stations also. Or, but it shines. The people keep dying, but we get more oil. Clearly, more oil, more good. And what else does it make? It's oil and something. It may just be meat. Yeah, lots of meat, lots of oil. We're stockpiling it well, for no good reason. I see that mana wars have gotten very, or sorry, small arms got expensive. I believe someone's importing them. And we stop that by protecting the local supply. There they are. Yeah, plus 90 money. That shouldn't cheapen them a little bit for us. Lead's price has spiked so hard. I have no idea what lead is being used on. Oh, other than glassworks. We're consuming more and more lead for glass making. Can we then make more lead mines also? Heck, yes, we can. What are we doing on our oil currently? I think nothing. I think we're just killing whales for the sport of it all. Yeah. Let's see here. Yep, oil is worth basically nothing. Anybody want it? The Danes would like it very much. The Bahrainians would like it very much. Send it to China like everything else, I guess. Okay. Let's see what else is really expensive in our industry lines. Yeah, still not getting any man ores made. That may be a pricey thing. Explosives. Explosives are made where? Chemical plants. More of those for sure. Solomon Islands and Vanuatu need jobs. Hello. The barracks are still struggling, but make more coffee plantations. More meat, more good. More wood, more good. Let's do the wood. Is the game of seasonal demands? I haven't seen that kind of shift yet. There have been shifts in market prices, but I don't know what determines them, other than supply and demand around the world. Solomon Islands also needs jobs, even though there's no one here to work. Okay, so for the coffee plantation, we need aristocrats. I assume we just need laborers. Apparently we're good on the laborers and bad on the aristocrats. Who needs aristocrats? Oh no, I'm gonna start supporting the trade unions real quick here. I just start dumping government administration buildings everywhere. Alright, our law passing is still 11%. I may stop us at some point. The rural folk do not want the professional army, but that's okay. Let's check out our government, see what our legitimacy is. It's fine, it's fine. It's all fine. Great Britain has established a colony of British South Island. Where is South Island? We'll use the search button here. That one? Over here. There it is, friends. Very good. It's in South New Zealand? Alright, cool. Good to know. How are things looking in Patagonia here? Yeah, we still have just the one tiny little spot, but it's expanding gradually. It's got some troops. It's got some sulfur mines going. More coal, more good. The port's getting hired also. Love it. I really do wonder if we stop building, how positive will our money get for a moment. We got to keep building to fix all the problems of our move to steel frame buildings. Okay, the rural folk are now unhappy. They've stopped their technology spread by insisting on the old ways of doing things. They also do not want me to pass professional army. So nobody want professional army other than the armed forces. Do we abandon our attempt to this law? There's 77 days until next check-in. 20% of the population, namely the armed forces and the intelligentsia, would like it. Trade unions do not want it. Rural folk do not want it. Most people do not care. Yeah, 20% is too small to really do this, I suspect. But if we can get it passed, won't it be amazing? I think that's what often keeps me locked in on one that has such a low success chance, is just believing that it'll be very, very nice if it ever gets done. A message from the Dutch. The Dutch want a defensive pact. Alright, are they going to war with somebody? Is something shenanigansy happening here? Okay, so France is feeling domineering towards the Dutch. This is the most aggressive attitude I've ever seen. Previously, I've seen antagonistic. I don't quite know what antagonistic means, but domineering means they intend to go and take over the Dutch. I want no part in this whatsoever. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Netherlands. You're on your own here. Though I am curious, if France attacks, will Britain get involved to keep Netherlands safe? The British viewed Netherlands as a desirable ally. Prussia the same. So they're not protective exactly. Belgium's controlled by a human player. Their attitude is up to them. How do we feel about the Dutch today? Yeah, so no one is really protective. Interesting. Hey, Sim Games 2, thank you very much for coming back. Thank you for enjoying the show. I think I often say, like, the most important day for a viewer to visit is the second day. Because a lot of people hit follow, stop and say hi for one time, but coming back a second time means you're actually enjoying what's going on and feel invested in the stream. I appreciate that. Thanks for being here. Now, those of you who have been here for hundreds and hundreds of times, I think you're cool too. Don't you worry. Now that we know what they're doing towards the Dutch, how are they feeling about me? So Spain is still antagonistic, but everybody else is largely cool. Now, the ones who are genial, does that mean they want to have an alliance? They want to befriend me, protect me, befriend me, antagonize me. Yeah, so nobody quite wants an alliance. I suspect that Britain wants an alliance with the Dutch just to upset the French. Intriguing. Alright, glass and lead are still struggling. I believe we're making lead. Maybe? Maybe we're making lead, I'm not sure. Yeah, lead is fine now, so it's just glass. Let's go and check the glass buildings and see if they're heading in the right direction. They're producing glass like the Dickens. It seems not to matter. So we just need to make more glass workeries, we'll call them. My channel came recommended to you. You don't play this game, but you're enjoying the stream. Thank you, I appreciate that. Did Twitch recommend the stream, or did some other person in the world recommend it, like a buddy or something? I'm always interested in seeing who has been recruiting for me. The Catholics are actually on the cusp of being very happy about me again. So our birth rate went up per second. Only Twitch, but I appreciate that. Thank you, Twitch, for recommending me. We definitely had some viewers sometimes who say like, oh yeah, this other viewer said you're fun to watch. And they come by and they're like, friends. Recommend by Adam vs. Everything. I like Adam a lot. He's one of those streamers I used to watch regularly, but then I moved to Japan. It's very hard to be in his time zone. There are a lot of really great American streamers I miss watching now. Alright, fertilizer finally. Why was I so excited to have this? Wait. Okay, I was excited to have this because we're producing fertilizer at our chemical plants and not using it anywhere. So this will allow me to use my fertilizer. Exactly what it was. Let's go ahead and do that first. Make sure we're not sending it anywhere. We are using our fertilizer in Russia and China. We'll bring those back home again. Cool. And then we'd like to do what? Use it ourselves at our farms. Sim, hopefully you'll enjoy the other games we play as well. We play RimWorld every Friday. I'm actually really looking forward to this Friday stream. Oh, I never increased the production of the lead mines. Whoops. 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 Alright. Where else can I put fertilizer? Is it just the ones up here? Yeah, it might be just wheat and rice farms. That seems wrong, though. Let's see where else that's allowed to go. Rye farms, wheat farms, rice farms. Yeah, it really is only in a limited number of farms. We may not have all those right now. Yeah, wheat farms, rice farms, all we have. Now, can we make maize farms, etc.? We can make millet farms. We have no peasants to run them, though. We don't really need it. All right, that's good. So fertilizer is starting to be used. We'll check its price in a little bit. What should we do next? Well, vacuum canning is speeding along nicely. What does that do for us? We start consuming oil. Our oil will finally have a use if we do this. I don't care how good it is, just being able to use oil is amazing. Let's do it. Let's do it, let's do it. Speaking of RimWorld, the new RimWorld video for YouTube should go up on this Saturday or Sunday. It's come along very nicely, having a lot of fun in it. I'm glad so many of you enjoyed watching it so far also. And Crack Daddy, thank you for the follow. Crack Daddy. The names people choose themselves online. Crack Daddy. Oh, love it, love it, love it. So all these things are getting made. Very cool. Let's go ahead and run through and see what we can do to help ourselves. So glassware should be made right now, no problems. Man, the mana war still. I've checked on this so many times that I'm amazed to see that they are not being produced at all. Something must be amiss. It might just be they can't find workers. Hello. So everything's a reasonable-ish price. They're working on finding the workers still. Oh, thank you, Sim. I try to be a distinctive streamer. Actually, I'm just myself, but... subsidizing does increase the wage. Maybe that will help. Cool. Cool. Clamps asks, Thursday is Thanksgiving in the U.S. It's unique to the U.S. No, it's not. No, it's not. Definitely it's the case that Canada has Thanksgiving, and we have it today also. Today is Labor Thanksgiving in Japan. Oh, I didn't send to warships? Oh. Hey, it's me, comma, an idiot. The entire time I've been panicking over why, oh why we're not getting our warships, I just didn't change the button. Ah, love it. Ah, love it. Alright, we are making so many mana wars right now. It went from being impossibly expensive to literally nobody cares about it. Which holidays are unique to Japan, though? I mean, Japan tends to have fewer, like, nationalism holidays and more like, isn't the natural world beautiful? So we have, like, Mountain Day and Forest Day and Ocean Day and Little Children's Day and Old People Day. A lot of stuff like that we have, which I kind of like. Like, I like there's like less explosives and USA, USA, and more just like, hey, appreciate some old people. Isn't it great to have, trees near us? And gosh, it is. Are they all celebrating Thanksgiving for the same historical reason? Japan is celebrating Thanksgiving because MacArthur made them. It's a traditional rice festival that happens around this time of year. That MacArthur decided to put Thanksgiving on top of. That is the answer there. And yes, the VOD today begins with me reading the Wikipedia page. That's how it goes. Alright, backroom dealings. The intelligentsia. Boo. Supporters of the professional army and allies of the leader of the intelligentsia have been exposed in a corruption scandal, having exchanged favors For personal gifts. What is the chief end of man? To get rich. In what way? Dishonestly if we can. Honestly if we must. Ha ha ha. I'm sure they insult the poor people midway through. Because this is benefiting the professional army, I might turn a blind eye to corruption. I just need my army made. So, such is the nature of politics. Our chance of professional army going through drops by 15%. Or throw them to the wolves, it only drops by 10%. So the 1.7% chance of it going through. Oh no. So there is no positive event here at all. The question is, do we want to make it impossible to pass and make the intelligentsia unpopular? Kind of want to do that. Or do we want to instead lower my bureaucracy by 5%? No, I don't want that. Alright, down with the intelligentsia. And there's now a 0% chance of success here. We'll stop this in a moment. Hey, Oda Toda, thank you for the resub. I appreciate it. Any holiday specials planned for the stream? Today is Thanksgiving Day. Everyone says, oh boy, oh yay. Go and eat some tasty turkey. I appreciate your viewership, even if you're lurky. There you go, the holiday celebration. Everybody loves it. Alright, I would love to have this, but it's just not ever going to happen. Off it goes. So, next up, what law should we try to pass? Everyone's against there being no home affairs. Some people would be cool with the National Guard. The intelligentsia wouldn't like that, but oh well. It's a 27% chance of passing. Better than nothing. As far as actual holiday celebrations, we'll probably do our standard Christmas event. Standard Christmas event is the Cannibal Santa playthrough of RimWorld. I look forward to seeing how that changes now that children are in the game. We'll see. But past that, probably no holiday celebrations. No big giveaways or anything. Alright, a bunch of people sure would appreciate laissez-faire economy. The industrials especially. The trade unionists might well throw a revolution over this. We do not want that. Can I summarize what this game's about? Yeah, absolutely. So, Victoria 3 is about the era of industrialization and colonization, in Europe especially. From the year, 1830-something to 1930-something. 1820, 1920, something like that. And so there's 100 years of history in which you can choose to either maintain the economy and politics of the real world or do your own instead. And so we're choosing our, generally mapping the same history as the real world by colonizing the Congo. But if you want, you can do radically different things. That's how it goes. But it's a paradox game, and so the game is in large measure about pushing buttons and looking at maps. Welcome home, Noms.
Thanksgiving Day, oh boy, oh yay.
Yeah, people have been talking about Thanksgiving. You want to say hi?
Hi!
So I'll ask, how was yoga?
It was chill yoga today.
Chill yoga. So previously
yoga.
You said there was expensive yoga, grandma yoga, and now chill yoga.
Yeah, this reminds me of my friend's yoga.
Your friend's yoga studio. Is this the one in the last place we lived?
Yeah.
And you like that one?
Yeah. So I think she changes it depending on what's going on today. And since it was in her, I think she, didn't want us jumping around.
Wait,
she has neighbors.
It's in the living room.
Yes, Fritz is licking my toe.
Hello, Fritz. We can pick up Fritz and show everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, he hates being picked up, though. Let's not. It's all right.
Oh, well, now he's running hills.
They suggest you might need a step stool to be seen. Would I need to pick you up?
No, I'm
Would I just stand on your little toes?
Yeah, I'll stand on my little toes.
Here, I'll come down. Look, we're cute. I'll probably stream for about 15 minutes or so.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely. Okay. Oh, sure.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Okay. I'll see you in about 15 minutes then.
Okay. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Wait, I'm still here.
No, you're still
Hi, everybody.
Here. Bye.
I'll see you in a bit. Welcome home. Ah, very good, very good. Alright, so what we're talking about...
What is this game?
What is this game? What is this game all about? We're looking through and find other policies that might be popular to change. We're stuck with the serfdom being abolished. We're stuck with child labor. We're stuck with women having only the role in the home. Oh, sure, is Nom's Canadian? No. Nom's affects a certain amount of, like, ruralism, especially when she's being cute. It's great fun. People want the poor laws.
Or especially when she's going to visit a mechanic.
It's true. When you're visiting mechanics, you're, like, really down-homey, folksy, so they don't rip you off, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know the nice thing? No car, no mechanics.
That's right.
A+, yes.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
So people would like the poor laws, except for the trade unionists. They'll radicalize them. Wait, no. Wait, I'm sorry, what? It'll radicalize the trade unionists even though they like it. She sounded more Wisconsin-y than Canadian, so she's lived all around the U.S. Her longest periods were in Illinois and Ohio and Florida, I believe? Something like that. So I'm surprised that they get radicalized by something they like. Maybe it's because they're below 10 and something's happened. So even though they approve it, they're still below 10. There are radicals that maintain radical. Got it. People seem to like censorship. That was over here. So some people like it a lot. Some people dislike it a lot. Further radicalization of the trade unions. Fine, let's do it. That should pass fairly quickly. The trade unions are still being suppressed. Wait, what just changed? Okay. So, even though the trade unions do not like that I'm trying to put censorship through, they moved from like -14 to -4. I have no idea what just happened. So the intelligentsia hated that in a big way. No surprises. But the trade unionists are okay with it. Did temporary malice time out? Maybe? It just seemed to happen at the exact same time. Yeah, weird. So the one problem with the intelligentsia being big angry is we lose 10% prestige, which means we're on our way down to being a major power instead of a great power. So I'd like to fix this. How might we do that? Yeah, there's really nothing to do, is there? Other than just have the law change go through, return to being a major power for a little while. Alright, we'll see. Gotta get that GDP up some more. Oh, the enacting professional army penalty went away. Yeah, maybe that's it. That the trade unions are cool that we're no longer trying to professionalize the army. We'll get it someday. New government building. I don't know why I made that. There's an important reason once upon a time, though. As of right now, there are no missing inputs. Small arms are very expensive. I believe I'm sending them to China already. China. Is that true? Yes. So, can we make more of those? Where'd they go? There they are. I'd like to build more. Can you build more on this page here? Increase production. There it is. So we're to make them in Flanders. Revenue would go down even more. Don't quite know why. It'd be less expensive for the state, though, and I think that's a good thing. So 2 more of you. Wallonia and Vanuatu both have more data. And improving institutions. Good question. Our institutions are both maxed right now, unfortunately. We have no healthcare still. Might be good to have that at some point. Also, with the Catholic Church being such a minor power, now down to 16,000 dudes, it might be a really, really good idea for us to do what? Suppress them out of government? Like, remove them from government so that they just stop existing. Oh, I saw that the price of steel went a bunch up again. So we'll add more steel buildings. Bologna? Good, 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 good. And then with steel buildings, I think I saw us make a change on them also. From water tube boilers up to rotary valve engines. The price of coal stays basically the same. Motor industries made the same change. Those are all the changes. Shipyards are losing money by quite a bit again. They've lost all their employees because man o' wars are selling for nothing. So we want to get some more ships for our navy. That should raise the price of man o' wars then. And is it the case that every single naval base gets one man o' war? Power of the purse, what's that do? So consumes nothing more? Just costs a little bit more, but you have improved training rate and a bonus to offense and defense. Cool, pushing buttons. So I want to build more of those. Building, development, more navy, more good. Might make sense to start putting navies around the world, as opposed to just in our capital. But we'll see. Trade unions are again neutral. Good. The ironclad. So we can now jump from having our like terrible men of war up to having steamships and ironclads instead. Landowners are still very loyal to me, unfortunately. They're very small also. What are we going to do? Right, we're going to check out the move to the new kind of ships. So it might make sense to have two different kinds of ships, shipyards rather, so we can make both a civilian ship and military ships. You get more clippers. Yes, I'm going to make a shipyard somewhere else. Vanuatu, sure, you're great. And make the civilian ships there. What is this? Dangerous equipment! The motor industries in Flanders are attempting to eat all my populace. Should we slow down the work lines? Of course not. The workers don't like that at all. They're very, very cranky. They're also being suppressed, so that's fine. Gotta keep them down. The Chinese no longer buy my fruit. People want my liquor, though. Send booze to Sweden. Again, we're out of glass. This is just using for construction. I do believe. Hey, the colonization of Tonga is now completed. The Tonga is now fully ours. There's very little going on there, but it's mine anyway. We're using 2 of 4 infrastructure, and we have a few peasants. Not very many, but a few. And they're trying to fill up the port. They're trying to fill the rice farms. We shouldn't make anything else there right now. Who's got peasants? Who's got peasants? Nobody's got peasants. Other than Flanders and Wallonia. Tonga. They're filling there. Fine. I'm fine. As before, I'm really surprised we're not actually fighting anybody. That we haven't been attacked by tribal folks. Glassworks can go up to leaded glass and a crystal glass, consuming more wood, sorry, less wood each time and more lead. We'll step up by 1 and see what it does to the price of lead. I know I have some coming in, but not a ton. Yes, the price of lead is absolutely spiked. We cannot support that. Are we trading any lead out? No, no one's buying my lead, so it's just a matter of me fixing that. Is there anywhere we can put more lead mines? Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Bunch of rivalries broken between the Ottoman Empire and Russia. So at one point, the Ottoman Empire was a dependent nation of Austria. Is it still? I think it is still, yeah. Poor buddies. Poor buddies. I thought they may break off at some point, but seemingly no. I'm going to tell you something very, very dumb I just did. There's no reason for me to admit this, but I want you to know that I'm an honest, plain dealer. Here we go. I saw Prussia, I saw Russia, I saw Sweden, and I said to myself, huh, what's that strange white nation between all three of them? By which I mean, who owns the Baltic Sea? I forgot there was water there. Goodness, goodness, goodness. North German migration. Large numbers of North German folk are moving to the great state of Washington. Yeah. Hello, Washington. How's it going? Also, who's the president these days? It's still Henry Clay. How long have you been president? This is pre-FDR, so there's no term limits. Their standard of living is impoverished. I mean, there's a lot of space there. A lot of space there, so we'll see. France is now involved in New England. Oh. Oh. Yeah, I'd love to see if there's a way to, like, know how long a character's been in power. And then, if we could see, like, the other presidents throughout history. I doubt it's been Henry Clay the whole way through. Does anyone know who the starting president of the US is in this game? I haven't actually looked yet. It's still 50% on censorship. One of these days. I know, Henry Clay actually won. No Civil War so far. We'll see if that changes. You start with Andrew Jackson. Got it. There's no streamer you watch had Abraham Lincoln running the USA, colonizing South America in the 1840s. Yeah, like we said, you can run this game in any kind of way you want. Like, really attempting to be very, very anti-historical. Also, what's this? Württemberg is independent of Bavaria. So Prussia has not yet attempted to launch a conquer all of Germany. However, there's a continual fight over here. Like this motley pattern of colors. What are they involved in? This war is still going? Alright, so this war, I believe... Yeah, this war was started yesterday. I don't remember when in stream, but it's been going for more than 4 real-time hours. I think 31 million money on one side, 28 million on the other side. The French and the Prussians, neither can actually get a front line. There's an internal stalemate. Oh, interesting. So Prussia would accept peace, liberating territory. The French want no part in it. That's really fascinating to see a war that just goes on forever and always. Hey, Ivan Payne, thanks for the follow. Speaking of Payne, how's my glass manufacturing going now? We are producing enough to actually run our plants. It's just way too expensive still. Lead is coming in soon enough. And so I'm going to go ahead and step up my glass manufacturing to crystal glass instead. Even more glass production. Lead is even more pricey. That's okay. They're destroying their economies because of conscripted armies. I don't mind Prussia being weakened. I'm totally cool with that. There's a glitch. Not wonderful, but... the intelligentsia is still strongly opposed to us. Oh, if we get this just 1 point up, then they'll stop propagandizing against us. and our prestige will fix, and then we can stay a great power. We have half a year to figure that out. Yeah, unfortunately I'm stuck right now with trying to pass the law I'm passing. They'll get over eventually. Will they get over my royal prerogative use, though? Or is it like a permanent decrease? Because I used the royal prerogative to try to pass the last law. France wants a trade agreement. It's overland, so we won't get any convoys back on that. We're not really importing anything, so I'm going to say no on that still. I continue to refuse anyone to be my friend. Such a jerk. What's government wages? Let's see. Negative 73,000. I've kept everything at basically just neutral here. We could save some money by cutting wages for sure. Same with the military, but we're just barely in debt again, and if I stop constructing for just a minute, we'll speed way back up again, so I'm not terribly concerned about that. I don't want to immiserate my hardworking bureaucrats. What are we seeing here? So the intelligentsia are the least popular people ever. Negative 113% momentum. So the leader of the intelligentsia is so unpopular. They're going to lose the election profoundly. We can keep them out of government. That's good. The trade unionists and rural folk are going to stay out of government also. It looks like the Catholic Party will still hang around, which means that though the Catholic Church and landowners, just the Catholic Church, is becoming closer and closer to marginalized, they'll be able to stay helping us with birth rate because they'll be in government. We're also stuck with the industrialists. That's fine. Okay, awesome. So the people that I don't want in government will not be in government. A+, yes. Yeah, as before, I'm absolutely loving the different ways in which playthroughs can go based on what you're trying to do in your country. Because again, last time we really focused on making the intelligentsia happy. This time it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. So meat is too cheap. Insofar as iron and steel are cheap, this means we're producing enough to make the construction not overly pricey. What else goes into construction? Glass, reasonable price. Explosives, reasonable price. We've fixed the prices of construction goods being too expensive. Amazing. Patagonia has lost its infrastructure. Let's go ahead and add a railway. And I realize we're spending our authority on trying to increase infrastructure in Cameroon here. If I stop that, they'll lose some infrastructure. We'll gain our authority back, though. And it's still fine. Good. So it can do 172 authority. We can't suppress anybody at that size, but we can either help someone grow better. Another one of our states have improved production of some kind. Or we can improve migration, or we can maybe tax somebody else. So if we want to tax some more, we'd get 2,000 money off of coffee. Or tea. So porcelain is now actually giving us decent money if we tax it. Because it's being used by middle class also. I think I'll leave it as is. Do I have the resource boost going in Wallania? I don't. I should definitely do that. It's a very good thought. Because it is my big producer of raw resources. So, resource industry increases. More logging, more mining. Amazing. Okay, I saw that we're not having enough troops somewhere. Maybe in Wallania. Is that true? Yeah. Oh, ammunition's actually the problem there. One moment. We finished vacuum canning. Like I said, this will begin consuming oil. So I want to turn those on at my food industry. Yeah, the only increase is more fish and more oil. I don't know how much fish we're pulling in, but consuming oil makes me so happy. Okay. What do we want then? So rubber mastication would be cool if we had any rubber availability. We haven't seen any yet, though. Oh, do any of you know, can you only find rubber trees if you know what to do with rubber? Or can you see the pop-up of, hey, we have rubber here, before you actually research the use of rubber? Because if we only get it, if we only get it by researching it, I'll go ahead and research it now. If not, we can use some dynamite. Better shells for the troops. What are we behind on over here? Oh boy. J'ai une école. It is improved something. Smaller ships rather than fewer big ones. Possible to keep a certain level of maneuverability. Otherwise impossible. So, little ships instead of big ships. Somebody needs the tech. Okay. So somebody has to have the tech to find rubber at all. In that case, I'll definitely take it. And hope we find it first. Kindly burn this letter. A prominent member of the Catholics has been accused of gross corruption. Ew, gross. He strenuously denies this until damning letters surfaced signed by him. Yes, I'm willing to discuss the content of the letters of the committee, if only I'm giving time to study the content of the letters in my personal chambers first. Of course, on my honor, I will not alter or destroy any evidence. Honest, etc. The Catholic Party should stand by them. That then weakens the party substantially, or we isolate him from the rest of the party, he becomes less popular. So the one is the Catholic Party is going to lose its ability to win elections. The other one is the Catholic Party just weakens overall. They don't really matter. As long as they give me my birth rate increase, it's just not important to me. They're going to lose the election, but they're... Wait, Catholic Party is not the Catholic Church. This changes everything. Pardon me briefly while I look that up. So the Catholic Party is the one in government. It is the largest of the parties. Also, woo, party, woo. In the election, the Catholic Party is currently losing momentum, but I'll be able to construct the two of these together, and that will be good. The Liberal Party get literally no votes. They're running and they don't even vote for themselves. Okay, I'm going to let him personally be less popular so he can maybe have the Catholic Party have a higher chance of winning the election outright. We'll see what happens there. Intelligentsia, please. So if you bolster the party, it doesn't actually make them happier. Happiness is hard to change all at once, right? It's really a matter of just like long-term happiness as opposed to just in the moment. So we could make them happy enough to stop the prestige loss if we just don't try to pass censorship. That said, even with a negative 10 on prestige, negative 10%, we no longer have the you're about to lose being a great power. So I guess Italy fell back far enough. Also, the Dutch East India Company has fallen so far. The Raj is a dependent power, so it definitely cannot overtake us. Cool. So even with our intellectuals hating us, we're still a great power. That is great. Great. Price of oil went up. Price of ammunition went up. We can make more ammunition. Factories then, or at least check out what's going on with them. Hello, munition plants. Tell me your story. They're losing a little bit of money. Why? So cash reserves are going up, But cash reserves are also going down. I'm just confused. Probably researching explosive shells would be good in the near future. Yeah, I wish these made more sense to me. How they fit together. The problem though is lack of employment, clearly. So, book burnings. Members of the landowners. There are almost none of them. Have begun organizing book burnings of material deemed anti-Belgian. This is normalizing support for the censorship law. Books are the fangs and the poisonous snake of propaganda, spreading their lives to the bloodstream of society. Burning them is one very effective way of blunting those fangs. Nito torpedo. We lose innovation. We do get a higher chance of passing censorship. Or how about we help burn things? We have a 25% chance of the people not liking us burning books. Or a 75% chance of improving it substantially. Burn those books! Hey, 65%. The people love that I burn the books. It was a pleasure to burn. We no longer want to send oil out because we're using ourselves. Patagonia is still struggling with access. I think I'm building a railroad there, aren't I? Yeah, to the top on that. Yeah, if we're not building at all, we're pulling in so much money. The issue, though, is we can't maintain positive money while using all of our construction currently. This construction cost is still higher than we'd like. It's all a fairly reasonable price right now. Like, none of it's crazy expensive, but improving any of them would be good, I suspect. What is crazy expensive are clothing. I lost your vote, I'm sorry. I like books a lot, I swear. I enjoy reading, you know, like the nerd I am. But in this game, it's people want more tea, people want more clothes, people want more everything. What are we number 1 on producing right now, if anything? Oh boy, we're getting 1 point for having a navy. We're number 1 in fine art, oil, glass. Very, very close to top on steel. Let's go ahead and boost steel again then. Because we have a whole bunch of excess iron. Turning into steel is an awesome idea. Hello, steel mills. Uh-oh. Out of peasants at home. Surely we will get more of those. More peasants very, very soon. Oh wait, no. We don't make them there. That's not where steel mills live in this family. They live instead in Wallonia. Hey, CKD. Thank you for the follow. How's it going? Or not follow, sorry. Thank you for the radio host. That's the word I wanted. How's it going? Good to see you. Hope life is swell. Were you playing this game also? And if so, how's it going for you? Capstan, have a good night. See you later. You're playing Victoria 3. Yes, as whom are you playing? We've done some Sweden. We're now doing some Belgian, playthroughs, and it's being a whole bunch of fun. Welcome bombing? Prussia late game. So in my playthrough, Prussia is stuck in a forever war. It can't get a front with the people of Baden, and so it's kind of like hanging out long term, wishing very much that someday they would win. Yeah, so this war is going on for a very, very, very long time. What is this other Dimag play here? The good people of Revolutionary Hesse are currently targeting Minor Hesse. The British are helping Hesse held together. And Prussia's not involved quite yet, it looks like. Interesting. Kane, thank you for the follow. I do appreciate it. I'll be happy to tell you anything about Prussia you'd like to know as time goes by. Alright. I was thinking of building something else. What was it? It was more steel. Right, we did that. So we're going to look and see where we have available population. With no population, there's just no point in really building anything. Do I have no peasants anywhere? Vanuatu and Tonga are my only spots of population. I was thinking it might make sense to try to colonize more places, but for colonizing we need good Belgians to send there. Very soon there'll be full in infrastructure here. I think making a new railway is the move. And Tonga the same. They're trying to get more people into the rice farms. They're currently lower infrastructure, so we don't need to add anything more quite there. But we'll give them a government administration building, just to raise our bureaucracy overall. They could probably do more trading also. We'll see, we'll see, we'll see. Been sitting at 65% for quite a while here. We failed last time around. Hopefully this time around we'll do it. Yeah, looking good, looking good. Once again, we are positive on the money. It's been oscillating so aggressively there. Okay, the Dutch are no longer buy my tools, so now tools are cheaper. I believe that goes to construction cost, yes? It does, it does. So cheaper tools, better for the state. So is it worth building things if I can't staff them? Like, what would be good to make even with no people available? Do all buildings require workers? It really is the question. I think they do. Is there anything that like increase the birth rate of my people? I wonder if healthcare would. Does healthcare help with like infant mortality? So reduction of mortality with any kind of hospital. They're not really popular, though. Let's go and see how people feel about us in the whole wide world here. Spain still hates us. Oh, wow. So, only a year ago did the Dutch say, let's have a defensive pact. And my thought was that the Dutch were trying to defensive pact with us to protect them against Spain. In only this year, though, as you see, the Dutch intend to conquer me. No. I mean, that's a funny joke, etc., but no, you can't do that. And people are protective of us currently, so yeah, I guarantee if the Dutch get involved here, then Britain will surely help us too. Is it time to free Luxembourg? It might be. It might be. Let's go and learn about their military real quick. So they have some battalions. Do they have any alliances? They owe an obligation, or sorry, obligations owed to them from Banjar. I don't know where that is. And so I'm not too terribly worried about that. They had defensive pacts with two nations I do not know. And they're trying to improve relations with people with elephants. I believe it's an African nation there. Liberia? That's definitely West Africa. They have a truce with a white flag. Who is Jambi? Cool. So they've been fighting down south. I'm just curious. Just curious. If I try to liberate Luxembourg, what happens? Okay, I'm not allowed to liberate Luxembourg because my relations with Belgium and Luxembourg are too high. It's cordial above. It also seems to say that my relations with the Netherlands are too high. That's not true, though. Relations are real bad. Oh, they're amicable. So they hate us, but our relations are amicable. So the thing to do here, then, is to damage relations a bit. It is very strange to see amicability while they want to kill us. They've expelled our diplomats. Should we do the same? Is this a step to war? So if we expel their diplomats, they'll be even less happy with us. Our infamy will go up for the first time ever. I don't know what infamy actually does. So let's learn about that real quick. Infamy reflects the degree by which the international community, particularly the great powers, see me as a threat to be contained. It's accrued from diplomatic incidents and claiming war goals. My infamy affects countries' attitudes towards me. If we become a pariah, the great powers try to stop me. I mean, I am a great power. No one can stop me. Prussia's infamy is what? Notorious B.I. Prussia. Okay, so it's still cordial. We are damaging relationships. They did quite a bit of that by throwing us out. Their infamy got to 10 because they threw us out, and it is going down step by step by step. They have 0.95 diplomatic mitigation. We have 25% infamy decay. So the question is, do we want to hurry along to this war? And I think the answer is no, because I just need more troops. Because right now, though we have a bunch of soldiers throughout the whole wide world, we have very few of them actually at home. Yeah, we have 10 dudes at home. The largest group are in Africa right now. So I think making more barracks at home is a really nice idea. Even though, again, I have no troops for it. Correct? Oh, I can't make any more. This is the issue. Right, we can't make any more because we don't have a professional army yet. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. Free Trade Party wins again. The Catholic Party does well. The Liberal Party, I think, got no votes at all. That's annoying. That's very annoying. I can't add more. Wait a second. Why do we have 18 troops here? We're only allowed to have 5 barracks. Have they raised conscripts to hold the line? Probably. Probably. How many conscription centers do we have in the Netherlands then? In particular in Flanders. Holland. That's the Netherlands. In Belgium, there we go. So we have 15, that's construction. We have 52 conscription centers. How do those work? So we can mobilize up to 52,000 dudes. Does that count as part of my here? So we have 40 battalions and 98 groups of conscripts. The Dutch have 28 plus 9. So if the Dutch were to attack us, unless they have some alliance I don't know about, they'd surely be destroyed. I don't know what I'm missing. I feel like I'm missing something. Why would they be trying to be belligerent towards me? Of all the people. Like, why not attack the minor German powers instead? Weird, weird. Don't call me chicken, thanks for the follow, I appreciate it. It's good to have you here, anti-chicken. So where I'm struggling is because we're playing on Iron Man, if we launch this war and people choose to go against me, oh, we can back down then, can't we? You can back down until the moment you actually start fighting. Weapon tech's a huge deal. Maybe they have better weapon tech? Maybe. Maybe. Can I see that? I'm not sure if I can see their tech. Maybe if I click into a state I can? Okay. So they have armed industries that are struggling for workers. Head to the barracks and see. Right, so their small arms are so expensive. They have mobile artillery, line infantry, and cavalry scouts. Line infantry is definitely before where I am. They have basically no military. Their artillery costs 100 each? Wow. What am I missing? I feel like I'm missing something really important here. But I think I'm heading towards freeing Luxembourg. I think that really is the goal. We're at 65% legitimacy if we keep the government just as it is. The landowners want to join the Catholic Party. They love us, so sure. Welcome to the government. Hooray, hooray. Sorry, intelligentsia. Need you to get over your unhappiness real quick. It might make sense for us to begin suppressing the intelligentsia and so the trade unions. If I get my authority a little bit higher, then maybe we can suppress both of them at once. Porcelain's gotten pricey again. Backing down means to get the first war goal for free. Wolfka, thank you for that. I had no idea. That's very, very good to know. And I don't have that much territory, so if they like want me to liberate Wallonia, that'd go pretty poorly, I'm guessing. So how does one make a clear sense of ensuring that like a great power will not join against me? Because if we look at our diplomacy page, like everybody loves us, either geniality or protective on all of them. If we become the Dutch instead, Prussia's genial, Britain's genial, France hates them. So what happens when a genial person and a genial person go to war? Like when mommy and daddy start fighting, how do the kids choose who to look after? I think I should probably just stay a peaceful people. I think that's definitely the way to avoid it all falling apart. But yeah, wars are scary in this game, I've decided. Whoever buys their love first. Yeah, I'll buy you a new CD player, bud, if you just love me more. Don't tell your mother I'm bribing you. Explosive real expensive. Steel still real expensive. Gosh, we're working, I promise. We're not making any explosives yet, though, so let's help with that. Oh, we can step up to improved fertilizers. Yes, yes, yes. And gosh workers. 2 peasants in Tahiti. We may need to import some stuff to help with the issues here. We're out of convoys again. Steels were pricey. Fine. So let's go ahead and check what I can import and export. So for a while there, we were desperate for lead. Now I think with being desperate for lead, now we have quite a bit. I think there's a change in the glassworks I haven't done yet. Is that true? Make ceramics, make bone china. Okay, stepping this up just gives more and more porcelain, while consuming more and more glass, and dye also. So making more dye production would be huge. We can improve dye production with automatic irrigation. We don't know about that yet. Not all. All right. More plantations. No workers, but more plantations for sure. I think at this point we're beginning to hit the... one second. A lot of things pop up I do care about there. So at this point we're beginning to hit the limit of our no migration policy. If I wanted to try to get more workers more quickly, I would want to move to like multiculturalism and free movement and no state religion. However, at this point, we are definitely staying with that because Belgium belongs to the Belgs. Now, with that said, we just dumped the price of porcelain so hard by making bone china. Russia's trying to get it. France trying to get it. The Dutch East Indies are taking my artillery. So let's go ahead and check those markets and see what I can fix. So suddenly we were buying porcelain and we do not need to buy it anymore. Big change there. Okay. On porcelain, I probably want to encourage export because we are having so much of it. No, if I encourage export, apparently it's a loser for me. Even though it's very, very, very cheap. Why is it a loser then? I don't fully understand that. We'll stay where we are. Okay, let's export more of it anyway. Russia wants it, holy cow. The Chinese want it, holy cow. So before we were buying porcelain from the Chinese, now the Chinese want to buy it from us. What a wild swing that is. I refuse to give it to the Dutch. Very good, very good, very good. Okay. Everything got real expensive again. Need more dye, need more glass. Alright, glass first. Glass consumes wood. The price of wood's gonna go up. Oh, poor Flanders. Oh, encouraging export removes all tariffs. Got it. I do wonder if you have sufficiently high amounts of exports, then even without the tariffs, you still get enough money back via taxes from people who are sending it out. Time for slave trade. I mean, because of the worker problems, the slavery button is becoming very appealing. Where is slavery? Hello, slavery. So nobody wants slavery at all. How do I encourage them to want slavery? Can't you understand? I need the workers. Don't you understand this is what colonialism means? We'll see eventually. 72% chance. 80 days to go. Surely it will pass this time. Surely, surely, surely. Our GDP continues to climb nicely. Our standard of living, #1. So we are #1 in terms of GDP per capita, and #1 in terms of standard of living in the whole wide world. Literacy's not so good yet. We need more universities. That's great though, isn't it? That's great though. Holy cow. Yeah, our lower class are middling, middle class are secure, upper strata are affluent. Affluence for everybody, coming real sure. Or soon rather. Devout scandal. The leader of the Catholic Church is having a secret affair. They are just about below 5%. We throw him out, he loses some if we keep him, he loses popularity. He'll be the most hated man in the world. Oh, is he not the leader of the church? He must be. Yeah, he definitely is. Alright, so he's a hedonist. This makes him like me more. He's a bandit. He likes me more as long as he's in government. We also get... He's a little stronger. Wait, 5% political strength increase? Their clout is 5%? There are 13,000 people left in this group here. So if we throw him out, we might get somebody who is going to get us below +10. Let's do it. I mean, so if we ignore it, this group just becomes smaller and smaller and smaller. But again, I only care about them to maintain this. So you know what? I'm actually going to let them stay in power just so we can maintain our birth rate. I think that makes sense. Hey, we got philosophical pragmatism. Again, the tradition in which I work. Right there, right there. Philosophical thought gets applied to stuff. Great tooltip. Best tooltip ever. So more influence and bureaucracy's a little cheaper. Hooray. So strange. So strange. We need convoys again. I can make the convoy buildings somewhere where there are workers available. So that seems hugely nice. Vanuatu, I give you a second port. Tonga, you also. This is probably a case where I should just do nothing for a little while. And hopefully the population will go up. We are population growing worldwide. There's still 3,000 peasants and 2,000 unemployed folks. Where are the unemployed folks? Can I see that here? No, unfortunately not. Lead has gotten pricier. Explosives getting pricier also. We don't want to export them anymore. I want to protect our local stock for sure. Okay. What are we doing with our sugar? We're just importing it. Reasonable, or a little expensive still. All right, anything else crazy expensive here that might be worth holding on to more? Small arms, quite expensive. That's what we are indeed protecting them already. We just need to make more guns. Engines the same. Already protecting them, but they're leaving anyway. So more weapons needed. Alright friends, unfortunately it's 12:30 my time, so I gotta get bouncing. I had a lot of fun today. I think we're in a much better place than we were yesterday. The economy is fixed. The colonies are building. So much glass getting made, your head's gonna spin. Somehow we have not had a revolution, despite the fact we are indeed bad guy playthrough. You know what? Let's wait these last 17 days and see if censorship goes through. And then indeed, I will say goodbye to goodbye. So I do hope you enjoyed yourself. If you like what you saw, consider going to follow this way. Back again tomorrow with some more of this. Tomorrow also not a teaching day. Tomorrow, friends, another long stream. VOD upload soon. So I usually download the VOD as soon as I say goodbye, and then I get it uploaded in the evening. So we'll get it uploaded later today, I promise. There you go, friends. Welcome to the world of monstrous censorship. We have more authority, so we can tax more or potentially suppress the intelligentsia. Good. Everybody loves it. Except for the intelligentsia and the trade unions. That's good. That's good. That's very good. Very good. Except for the technology issue. Architect, thank you for gifting a sub to the community. I appreciate it. Mark says thank you for the slaveless stream. I promise it'll stay that way. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. Again, thanks everybody. Gotta get going. Appreciate you a whole bunch. Let's find someone to raid host real quick. I've been kind of negligent in my raid hosting recently, so who is playing Victoria 3 these days? Hey, look, it's me. Okay, anybody saying like they're new at the game or anything? Stop doing war crimes, grandma. Okay, I do not know who this person is. Hopefully it's a good stream. We're spinning the old roulette wheel. And, yeah. Let's go say hi to this person whose name is Waffioy Gaming. I do not know what that means, but I'm sure they're cool. Awesome. See you tomorrow. Thanks a lot. Enjoy the raid. Give them a hello, friends, etc., etc. I'm gonna go get a sandwich now. Hang out with Noms for a while. Tomorrow I'll have more stories for you. Today, though, I'm saying goodbye. Goodbye.